Guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of the podcast. As always, if you enjoy our content, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. If you enjoy our merch and you want to rep it out in the streets, please check out insensitivemerch.com so you can look just as fly and fresh as the rest of us. All right, here we go.
And here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Guys, welcome to episode 90 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
So what?
You know my guy over here.
And that fool blazer, Ramon.
On the other end, we have Johnny Quinn. And together, we are always
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Make sure you check it out, homie. Episode 90, man. It's crazy. As they keep going, at some point, I can't wait until it's just like, damn, what? We're not even paying attention to it anymore.
Yeah. Drop it.
It's been 5 years. It's been X amount of years and shit.
478.
Right.
Yeah, that's when I won't fucking remember that shit at all.
That's fair.
Somebody will have to count that shit down for me. But now, how y'all feeling, man? How you doing?
We Gucci out here.
We Gucci out here?
Yep.
Everybody's feeling nice?
We all right.
I see you over there puffing a little bit, Johnny.
Already.
Lucky.
I got
He's
my
got the
drink.
fitted
I'm trying,
on.
dude.
The fitted
I'm
on,
trying.
too.
One of them
You
days.
don't rock those fitteds.
I do feel you. When I get out of here, I'll probably blaze something up.
Oh, shit.
I've been trying to a little bit more
Where are you getting chronic
lately.
from?
Influence.
Don't worry about it, man. I can't be giving my plugs out here. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Are you getting money like that? Damn. Okay. Hit it.
Nah, not at all. I think people gift it to me and shit,
There
and then
you go.
it was from like 3 years ago.
You get blessed.
Plug.
Just
It's old
dry
ass
as
bud
hell.
and shit. Shit is dry. Shit, you touch it and the shit just powders up.
There's been times
Easy
where
to roll,
I would
though.
have blazed that shit 100%. Without question.
Nah, even if I was to get to a point where I was like rolling up full L's, that L would last me forever because
No, that's good. Because even when I roll up full L's, I'm not just taking them to the face, bro. I'm putting them out after a little bit. Like, unless I'm smoking with
word.
mad people and we're just blazing them, like
for me, it's not even
I
putting
puff
them out
it,
after a little bit. It's
ash puff it, we put it out. And we
one or
blaze it a little
two,
later.
one or two, and then I'm putting it out because I'm just
good.
That's
trying-
cool. That's
yeah,
how
I'm
you
just
ease
trying to get
back
the
in. That's how you
word.
That's how you do
That
it.
works.
That's how I started.
Word. That's why. And that's why I'm liking our little
Little weed
drippy
drippy?
leaf.
The weed
Yeah,
drippy,
little
yeah.
drippy leaf
I
guy.
need more weed, especially around 420. Some weed drippy merch would be.
Yeah, we'll figure that shit out. That shit'll all come. I'm always playing around with different shit, and a lot of that shit is not even gonna get produced. But why not? Just keep some shit in the back burner and possibly improve on it later.
You made that Pulp Fiction shit happen real quick. Was that last week? Didn't I talk about that?
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
Yo, I got this. You want this? I was like, yeah, I fucking want that.
Yeah,
Of course I
fonts
do.
and shit like that. Like I could fuck with things. What's tough is we don't really have an artist like that that's just on the payroll. Because if I had that,
I mean,
if I no, I mean,
his name is Wok.
yeah, I've been doing that shit myself, but little shit, small things that we could that I could get done with like Photoshop and shit. But I've had so many other fucking ideas that require an actual artist, and Danny's too busy. I don't like asking him too much, and but he comes through. He comes through a lot, so we appreciate you, Danny.
yeah, we do.
Word. But nah, guys, we have a few questions. Let's start this off with the questions as usual. I don't know which one we're gonna go with right now, but we narrowed it down to 3 cards. And if you're not familiar, or you don't know, or it's been a few episodes, we've been picking our questions out of this deck of random ass questions, and we try to narrow it down. So we got 3 of them. All right. So I like this one. Would you rather go 50 years in the future or 50 years in the past?
And let's pretend that like race doesn't matter. Like, are we like we're invisible
I know,
or
I know, yeah,
invisible?
yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
I understand where you could go
That's
with
a
that.
real white
Yeah,
question right there.
I've said that. I've said that in the past. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yes,
I get real caught up on that shit.
I know.
I'm not trying to get caught in any race wars.
Right.
at 50 years in the past. But now you have to think about it, man. What's 50 years in the past right now
Is what? Yeah.
Not that long ago.
No, it's 1970s. 70s?
71
Yeah, I
is
could fuck
50
with the
years?
70s.
Yeah. For
I
sure.
could fuck with
Soul
the
Train?
70s.
Soul Train?
Yeah, fuck
There we
yeah.
go. Fuck yeah.
Get
Good
into,
God. That's crazy.
I know,
to
right?
Think about.
I know, right? That's why I was just thinking about
Wow.
that shit.
50
Yeah.
years. God damn.
The 70s look lit though.
No, for real.
Yeah, that's about the
I
time
was
of
really thinking it was some old 1950s shit with the
Yeah, right. I was
bebop
thinking
and-
old timey.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Nah.
Road to
shit.
perdition.
Yeah, the 70s would be lit. Especially like I would think like you would probably
It would
flourish
have
in
to
that
be
time.
fast.
I
know?
can't dance, so probably not.
I don't know
They're
that
like,
it
oh,
was
he can't-
lit, but
he can't disco?
I'm sure.
It seemed like it was the way that they
There-
make it.
I'm sure there
fucking
were
seem.
portions. Yeah, there was definitely fun times. There was a lot of things going on.
Am I this age in 1971? Like if I,
I would
were
have to
like,
say
I would,
so,
I was
yeah.
in the
You
same.
pop it through
yeah,
a
yeah.
transport hole, right?
I don't think I would want to be like, because I mean, you're 2 years outside of like the summer of love and the hippie movement and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just an old 35-year-old dude going back to the 70s, and they're like, "Who's this fucking?"
When I
narc?"
think of the 70s, I think of like the partying, right? Because it was Studio 54,
Yeah.
fucking just drugs was becoming a
Cocaine,
big
disco.
big thing, and it was that whole era of just disco partying, shit like that. I would have to say 50 years in the future for me. I don't know what that.
you were going in the past.
No, I wouldn't mind the past. Because to go back to the 70s would be interesting, I think, to me. But
71, 72. Right?
yeah, 70. Yep. I think look, he's still kind of upset by that. The face he made. I would say 50 years in the future. One, I would love to see where we go. And I want to see where we're headed. And there's a good chance that I mean I kind of doubt it, but there's a chance that you could possibly go 50 years in the future and then be able to travel to the past.
That's funny.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be any time travel if you go back to 1971.
No, none at all.
That's for sure.
That's
Not for
that's another question. And you know how we always do our little fucking tangents, but do we get to come back? It just says, would you rather go 50 years in the future or 50 years in the past? But it doesn't say like you'll be
Right.
able to come and go.
And I have to live out the remaining years of my life through like the 70s and 80s and shit. Like shit, I already know what had happened. And
Oh,
like-
yeah.
But I mean,
Oh,
you could make
I-
a fuck ton of money. Like if you have
Yeah, that's what I was
previous
thinking,
knowledge
too.
of like
Yeah.
That is
what's
very
going
true.
down, bro. Like every Super Bowl. Like
You'd be right on time, or right on par with the fucking Microsoft.
I could stop 9/11. Like
Apple.
all kinds of crazy shit, bro. Like if you would be like Forrest Gump. You would have a Forrest Gump style life if you lived, with previous knowledge through today. Like I could be like what 80, so I'd be like 80, 85, something like that if I live the remaining years. I mean, I would still definitely go into the future. That's my answer. Just because, like you said, I want to see where we go and just new shit.
Yeah, nah.
Like I don't want to. I know pretty much. Like I wasn't there, but like we know how that shit went. Like what went down. That's not interesting to me. I would have to go into the future for sure.
Right.
No, I think you all made your arguments for me for going to the past. Like, the problem is the future. I'd rather be surprised by the future than jump ahead and miss 50 years of learning how we ended up where we ended up. And honestly, I'm afraid of what I would find. I'm afraid I get there and shit is not
really
good
hit the
50
fan.
If
years
you go
from
back
now.
to 1971, you're not going to make it much past probably today or 10 maybe 10 years from now. So you're not going to see
but
where we go anyway.
But all the things that you said about being able to, sports almanac my way through, I'm gonna be lit for 50 fucking years.
Yeah, that's true.
By the time I get here,
Quest Tower.
Word, I'm gonna be like you said. I would have fucking stopped 9/11. My God, bro.
Yeah.
You know how many things would have changed if 9/11 didn't happen? Who knows where we would be?
Buy a ticket specifically for that flight and be like, "Yep, here we go." Like, what would you bring with you? How would
you never know? The changes I make might fucking like bring an earlier 9/11 too. Like,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, you never know how the ripple effect.
Yeah, the butterfly, dude. The butterfly effect.
It's crazy.
It's just,
So
you
would still go to the
branch
past
in the multiverse timeline. I think I would try that, and I think I honestly, jumping 50 years into the future would frighten me. No matter what.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
If we end up there and it's like Minority Report and everything is so cool and fancy and techy, it would be cool, but it would also still be scary as fuck. And you'd be like, whoa, what the fuck? How do we? And
Bro,
there would be just wild shit going on. But more than likely, it would be a fucking disaster zone. And there'd be like, it would look like today, but like half of Miami would be underwater and shit.
No more polar bears.
Half of New York would be underwater.
Ice caps, yeah.
People would be living like Ocean World or Water World.
That would be a bad
Water World. You could be the Kevin Costner. I don't remember the plot of that movie, but I bet it would be a good time.
Yeah. As of right now, I wouldn't mind
the only human
making
that
it
breathe underwater or some shit.
Was that it? That sounds kind of dope, dude. People give that movie all kinds
Which
of
one?
shit.
It's terrible.
Waterworld.
Waterworld.
I'm gonna rewatch it. Let's get that on the
I remember watching that when I was younger, and I mean, I didn't really understand what the fuck it was about. So
I think I've never watched it as an adult. I don't know. I can't really judge it fairly.
It's really slow. Really.
I think it was on Netflix as of.
I feel like
recently.
yeah. Or
It
The
was on one of
Postman.
the
There's all
streamings.
kinds of Kevin Costner fucking 3-hour movies.
That's exactly why I didn't really want to watch it in the back when it came out, is because it was a Kevin Costner movie.
Oh, you don't fuck with Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner, to me as a kid, Kevin Costner correlated with boring movies.
Dude, when I was a
feel
kid,
you.
there was a movie where Kevin Costner was like a criminal, like a southern criminal, and he kidnapped this kid. And like him and this kid formed this friendship like throughout the movie. And I remember like at the end of the movie, I don't remember exactly what happened, but like they took the kid, like the kid went back to his parents, and I was like, no, he should be with Kevin Costner. They're friends now. Like I remember being shook about this Kevin Costner movie when I was a kid. But yeah, I mean, I never had anything against. Yes, A Perfect World. Thank you. That was it.
I don't think I've ever seen A Perfect World. What year did that come out?
93.
5? Okay.
93.
Yeah.
Wow. I have to check that shit out.
For real. No, it was
Kevin Costner.
Clint Eastwood.
That's the director also.
Bro, that was fire.
That's why it was a good movie.
Even when I was in 93, I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
That was fire.
Those are like classic Clint Eastwood shots right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fucking 10-gallon hat or whatever it's called, and the squinty eye.
Look at the movies. Not to go off too much on a tangent, right?
Kevin
so
Costner
like
tangent.
Dances with Wolves, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves,
I feel
JFK.
He's a dramatic actor.
Yeah, those are not children's movies.
As an adult now, I'm like, these are a stream of like good movies that he had. Back when I was younger, I was just like, oh, this boring ass movies.
Like 90s drama.
Right.
You know,
but I'm thinking
Tin Cup.
The Post. Tin Cup was fire.
These are good movies, but
these are all
good movies.
But I've watched them. I've watched them as an adult. Like these are not movies I watched as a kid, and I was like, damn, The Postman is pretty fire.
I named all of those to pretty much just say like right there from 94 Wyatt Earp to 96 Tin Cup. Right in between is Waterworld.
Yeah.
So like, how bad can the movie be? I have to test it out. I have to watch it as an adult and
curious.
see.
Yeah.
I'm curious, but it got a lot of.
Was
shit.
Dennis Hopper in Waterworld also? Can we just give a little click and see if there's
No, I wanted to say it was Rutger Hauer. No, yeah, Dennis Hopper. Yep.
Okay. See, I have like little flashes I can picture.
That was Dennis Hopper, huh?
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a great movie. I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie, but it wasn't. I mean, you're gonna walk away from that 3 hours later and be like, okay,
fuck. Okay, cool. Like, I'm thirsty.
I did that. Checked, box checked.
Watched it.
I've seen it. All right. So let's move on to another one. All right, let's go from one random question to a jerk off question.
Always, we gotta have at least one jerk off.
You have to have at least one. All right, so would you stop masturbating if every girl you jerked off to knew you were doing it? Absolutely not. I would not stop.
Knew that I was jerking off to them? Would
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, would that stop you? Probably not.
Like, I want to know who tells them. Like, how do they know?
Right. How do they get a little? It's
like I said, an email. Is it an email that they get? Like, oh, today
it's like Bruce Almighty. She just receives an inbox of nothing but
dudes that
these
jerked
people
off to her.
What it would turn into is a game of look at all the guys that jerked off to me. How many guys jerked off to you? None. Oh, you whack.
And then the OnlyFans models, they would try to see who could get the most guys to jerk off to them.
That would not be what happens. These girls would all start a fucking protest and cancel everyone that's ever jerked off to them.
Yeah, it would be either that or it would be completely monetized. They'd figure out a way.
Because you've jerked off to girls that you shouldn't. Like, they see Wok. Oh my God, Wok jerked off. Are you kidding? They like get your girl on the phone and they're like, hey, you know what I just got? A little email here.
I'm
Joaquin has been a bad boy.
No. Guys would become more
via email. You get an email notification, push notification right to your wrist. Yep. You're like, guys, Joaquin is currently stroking it to you.
And it's like, how long? Yeah. It's like how long you jerked
No.
for?
That would be hilarious. But no, like I would think that if this was a thing with all guys, right? I think that men would just be more strategic. It's like, I know they're getting a receipt of this right now, and no, I'm not gonna fucking jerk off to someone who knows. Like think about somebody that knows my girl or
most
some
girls,
shit.
But you can't help it. What if they pop in? Do they just get a quick little alert? Like, because you get the pop in every now and then. You can't control that. You can't control what pops in.
Yeah, you can push that shit out.
But it's there. It's there, and you're pushing it. Like, even if it's
that would be the defense. It's like, babe, I was.
It was just a second.
I was completely
gotta
doing
find
this
the
to
duration.
somebody completely different.
She just flashed in.
And flashed in because of the conversation that we had. You brought her up, and she just popped into my head, and I was like, "Fuck."
I think most chicks would put that on do not disturb. Like, I don't even think they want to know. I don't think they have time to go through all that.
There'd be a few though.
There's a lot of chicks that just know there's mad dudes cranking it to them. Like, especially your super hot chicks, your porn stars.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They would monetize that.
Go through that list, right? That's a whole other job.
They would monetize that shit. They would be like, "Yo, if I'm like, I don't even do anything, right? I'm just living my life, and I have all these guys that think about me when they're doing that. Fuck, I should start my own OnlyFans."
Yeah, there you go.
And start to think like, "Yo, if they think about me like this, what would happen?" Do you think it would be a self-esteem fucking killer if they thought they were hot shit because of all the pink?
And there's like two dudes,
and then they actually do it, and then their jerk off meter actually goes down after they start like.
What was the same
it
thing
goes
with
down
guys?
after they start getting nude. After they start getting nude, and
let's flip it around though. What if we got alerts? Or we got notified. When
guys are fucking perverts. Be like, oh, yo,
and then they would hit up the chick immediately, and they'd be like, oh, were you? What's up?
Yeah, yo, what's up?
They would use that.
I check this once a day, and
thinking about me.
It would be like my Instagram follows. I'd get like one every year or so. Like
Right,
it would
exactly.
just not be.
You
like,
get
oh,
all
cool.
you get all excited. You're like, yo, oh shit. Oh, it was my fucking girl. It was my fucking
is this
girl.
what? Oh no. Oh no, this is just an email from Applebee's. There's a special this month. Fuck. Like, you keep waiting on it. You're like, you don't get anything though. You're like, fuck.
It's just all
That's
spam.
a self-esteem killer right there, bro. Yeah.
It's all spam, like boners for life. Free boner pills for
God.
life.
Yeah.
That would be
It's hymns hitting you up every fucking
but
2 days.
But for
It's not a sponsorship.
no, but for me, I don't think it would stop. It wouldn't stop me from doing that. It would just make it more.
You would have to.
If
be
I
more
know
strategic.
about it, I would be more
But if you
strategic.
didn't,
What
if
does-
guys were not
what
told,
would ever stop us from doing
you would have a game plan.
Nothing.
Yeah, no.
No, it wouldn't stop.
What
me.
if every time you jerked off, $20 got taken out of your bank account?
Oh,
Fuck,
come on.
yeah, you couldn't afford it. Can't afford it.
Come on.
But you want to crank it so bad, you're like, oh, I got this new fucking Abigail Morris shit just
You
dropped.
literally
Gotta get on it.
can't afford it.
I'm gonna fucking get a part-time job. I'm gonna start a side hustle.
Pretty
I'm gonna do
much,
something.
people would start figuring out ways. So when you're budgeting, it's like, okay, this is for gas, this is for food, this is for jerking off.
Yo, my jerk off budget would be wild.
Yeah, that would
It's like,
be
bro,
wicked.
I need to calm it down. It's at $300 a week.
$300
Like
a
straight
week.
up delivering pizzas and shit. You're riding Uber and shit just to jerk off.
Just like your jobs have insurance plans, they'd have jerk off plans that you could sign up for, and it's discounted
And
just a
then you
little
get
bit.
a deductible, so it's only $2 off.
Right. There you go. Now you're thinking. See, Johnny
Somehow-
would capitalize on that. It'd be Johnny we'd be paying.
You're right, because
You gotta
if
wear
it,
the Apple
if
Watch
it
on the right
was
hand, and then they can tell they got like,
a jerk
like,
off
the
counter.
little progressive, the little progressive button
That go on
They use
your
the Apple
dashboard
Watch.
or
Yeah, the dashboard shit. The shit it counts your jerk offs per month.
They put it in your dick. It's a little pearl that they put on your shaft.
oh, that's fucked up at birth,
It knows
right?
when you stroke by
God
it.
damn.
You know,
I'm
you know that if
good.
this was, if
I
you
don't
know
need
that
to
if this
discount
was,
that bad. That's too much.
It's like, I'll pay the 20. I'll pay the 20. It's cool.
you know that if this was an actual issue for men, like all men went through this shit, there would be plans like that in place.
Oh, the Senate would be drawing it up, right? There'd be
Yeah.
congressional bills. And
This would have been written.
100%.
This would have been written long ago.
It would be in the
It's an
Constitution,
essential-
bro. It would
essential
be
right. It's a human right,
Right.
to have access to coverage for jerking off.
It would be the OG First Amendment.
The old, yeah, that would be the first amendment.
That shit would
That
have
would
just
be the
been
first.
written in the Constitution. Wouldn't even be an
Yeah,
amendment.
first Constitution. Thou shalt not, whatever.
Bitch would have
That's
been
the
in
that's the Ten Commandments. It'd be in the Ten Commandments too. It'd be in all them.
It'd be in
shall
the,
not
it'd be
tax the
definitely,
jerk
be in the Quran. It'd be in all them motherfuckers.
it would be in every single thing for sure.
Word.
All right. So the last question that I have here is: would you rather randomly stub your toe, get a brain freeze, or bite your cheek 3 times a day?
3 times a day for all of them?
Yeah, it's either you either stub your toe 3 times a day, you get brain freeze 3 times a day, or you bite your cheek 3 times a day. I'd get brain freeze. I hate brain freeze. I cannot.
hate brain freeze.
I hate brain freeze, but I also I think I would hate stubbing my toe
Oh,
3
yeah.
times like that.
Toe
That
not-
is
you can
rough.
break a toe like that. Like that's not.
Yeah, but
And,
it says stub a toe. It's just stubbing every time. Every
But if
time
a
it's
stub can be a break, you could a break can be caused.
Don't
by
say
a
nothing
stub.
about no breakage.
That. Still doesn't feel good. I don't want to stub.
And also, when I was younger, I had to
I've
get
done
my
that too
wisdom
much.
teeth pulled. I had to get my wisdom teeth pulled because they were like really compacted in my mouth, and I would constantly, I'll just be like eating something, bite the inside of my
Oof.
cheek, like towards the back. And that happened to me all the time.
hurts, bro.
And that sucks. So I've already
Is it true
experienced
that those
that
are
shit.
microseizures, or is that just like some old wives' tale shit?
That they're what?
That when you bite your cheek like that while chewing or some shit, that's like a micro seizure or some shit.
no,
no
that-
way.
that just sounds
that's
stupid. I never heard of that.
Gotta be.
But
Like a mini stroke where you lose control for a split second and just bite your cheek. You like lose your.
Some shit like that.
Yeah, no, that sounds crazy. I can't.
yeah,
I can't confirm
subscribe.
or deny that, but that sounds wild.
Yeah, I can't subscribe to that. But either way, that shit sucks.
Yeah.
And I've had a brain freeze. I had a brain freeze recently.
Damn, I haven't
And-
had a
and
brain
they
freeze
suck.
in so long, dude.
No,
It's been a
I've
long.
It was recently I had one. And they do suck. However, it comes, it goes, and it sucks in the moment, but then it goes away. There's no lasting feeling from it or anything. It's just gone. So I can do that 3 times a day randomly rather than stubbing my toe. Because like you said, you could risk like the pain still like lingers a little bit.
for sure. You're walking funny for an
Biting
hour.
your cheek, that shit lingers too because that shit swells up, and then when it swells
bite
up,
it again. You keep
bi-
biting
yeah,
that
you just keep
bitch.
biting that shit.
Yeah,
So I
bro.
would have to go with brain freeze, man.
I think no. I mean, you've convinced me. I was gonna go cheek bite, but you're right. It does because it swells up, and then I'll keep biting it for the next week until, for whatever reason, I
Then
just
you're
fucking
just trying
stop.
to chew everything on the other side, like
Yeah, brain
Yo, 3
freeze. 'cause
times
like you said,
a day though. Ooh.
yeah, it's rough.
if you they say if you
would chew
push your
that
tongue
shit
to the
through.
roof of your mouth, like
It-
that's
it
supposed to
takes
make
it
a
away?
brain freeze go away. Yeah. I
Oh,
don't know
if
if that
this
could be an
happened-
old wives' tale too. I
If
don't
this happened to you 3 times a day, you will find a way to
know. Yeah,
make that shit go away as fast as possible.
definitely brain.
But
freeze.
they're so far and few between that I've never even contemplated
I'm gonna have to
looking
go
up
toe
how
stub.
can I stop. Toast
I
up?
got a toe stub. Nah, that brain freeze. I'm telling you, 3 times a day, every day, a brain freeze will turn into a day-long migraine. Like, that shit will ruin
That's
your
not in
fucking
the
life.
question.
That shit would
Yeah.
be. That shit would. I feel like that would frustrate you more than stubbing your toe 3 times a day. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Those stub toes are like they come out of nowhere.
I feel
though.
like
They're,
I already
so quick
stubbed
and
my
just
toe
like,
3 times a day. So
I don't know. I feel like I'm still okay with brain freeze.
Yeah,
I feel like I figure out a way. Like I could figure out a way to.
I hate headaches.
I hate them too. I hate headaches. I'm not saying that I would enjoy it, but I feel like
Well, of
there
course.
would
I'm just
probably
saying,
be a
like,
remedy for that.
I hate headaches more than I hate hitting my toe on the fucking. I literally just got a bed frame for the first time in I don't know how long I've been married now. 12 years. So
Damn.
at least, yeah, a little over 12. Our bed was always on the floor, like just straight up. Mattress on box spring. Never bought a bed frame. Never needed to. It was always
Damn.
low as fuck. And then we got used to like sleeping on a really low ass bed. So we were like, damn, now we got to find like one of these platform fucking frames. And them shits are expensive as hell. And I'm like, shit. But
I think
eventually
that's what
we
I have right now.
found some shit that was low enough. Plus now also like the dog, and the dog sleeps with us. And so we want to make it easier for her to jump on and off. And she's so little and shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just got one like 2-3 months ago. So I've been stubbing my toe on the motherfucking box spring of this bed for many
that's how I
many
broke.
times.
That's how I
broke.
broke my toe.
That's
on
why
a
he
box
says it.
spring, bro. Like you know how they have the little plastic like on the
Yeah,
actual
yeah,
like
on the end.
the lid that
Yep.
it caught in between my pinky toe and the toe next to it, bro.
Oh,
Fractured
damn.
it like all the like if this was my foot, dude, it was all the way like the gnarliest break, dude. The day before a semester started at Brockport, so I had to I was hobbling around the campus with like a boot. Like it was bad, yeah. Brain freeze for sure.
Oh yeah. Traumatic experience over her.
I was just talking to you because you just mentioned that, and I probably mentioned it before on the podcast. But my sister had hit me up on Facebook. She tagged me to some shit that was like, "What was the wildest object you ever threw at your sibling?" So she tagged me, and she's like, "Yo, I can't even remember like what's the craziest thing I've ever, like thrown at. And I brought it up, the fact that I tried to kick her the one time and I blew my fucking knee out.
I remember that story. Yeah,
that just reminded me. I had you saying that story gave me a major fucking flashback of me going to summer school in crutches, and that shit was not fun. Mm-hmm. Yours was worse though.
Yeah.
I've never had. I mean,
you're
knock
going
on
to
wood.
summer
I've never
school,
had a
so
fracture.
That kind of sucks.
That does suck.
And on top of that,
only year I've ever did it too. Only year I've ever gone to summer school.
Because you knew how much it
had to
sucked.
go in
I can't
for the
And I had
whole
to go in
like 6
crutches.
weeks or whatever.
Yep. The entire time. And then at first is like, you have that little time frame where you don't quite know how to really use it. So everything, you're just like inching your way everywhere. So that was like me, like the first few days, until it was just like, all right, let me just loosen up. So that was rough. It was
Have
a
a
rough
couple
time.
drinks.
Yeah, it was a rough time. And this was like middle school. No, I think maybe early high school. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway. All right, guys. So no more questions. Let's get into some.
You know what it's time for. News clips.
All right. So this week, it was in the news that Barstool Sports Dave Portnoy.
Yep.
Is accused of sexual misconduct when it came to a young woman who it pretty much is accusing him of getting too rough with her. Mm-hmm. He claims everything was consensual. She claims that they met each other. I believe they were like
in Nantucket, according to
they were texting. They were going back and forth and whatever. They ended up getting together. And he says that everything was consensual. She says that everything started off okay, but then he started getting real fucking wild, getting real crazy. I thought it was just one, but it's actually two women are accusing him now. So, but apparently everything went violent and humiliating. Which, if you ask me, I don't know, man. This guy doesn't look like the best of people. I like his the one bite shit and the pizza stuff.
The pizza
and
reviews, sure.
But in all honesty, I've always looked at him and just be like, yo, how is this dude like not been accused of anything? Like, he just looks like a fucking
He looks like a dude that should be accused of sexual assault.
He looks like somebody who got some money, thinks his shit doesn't stink, and would do some crazy shit like that. Now, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just strictly going off of like my thoughts of seeing this dude doing numerous shit because a lot of his stuff he posted up on his own fucking website and shit. So
on the Barstool.
He just doesn't come off as like as a saint in my eyes. And I can see that if he was fucking around with a girl, that he would like some wild ass shit to where it possibly could be like.
You're putting
violent,
some John McAfee type shit on him, bro, and I don't think that's
not. I'm not like saying John McAfee.
He probably was a fucking.
I'm hoping he doesn't have people like women with holes in their hammocks shitting on him.
When we first,
who knows though?
You never know. You never know. When we first saw this article, wasn't it behind a paywall?
It was,
and we couldn't even read the original.
Did they take it out?
No, I found a different article.
No, like there's articles talking about that article, but the original article is still behind a paywall.
Agreed. Yeah.
Which he's called out,
That's
and I think that is mad sus. And also, I mean, I follow him on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I follow like the One Bite Pizza thing because that's cool. Yeah. And aside from the fact that the dude's a huge, Red Sox like Boston guy, I fuck with him a little bit. And he posted, just screenshots of some of these chicks like in his DMs. The one chick in particular, the first chick, and it was just something about like, hey, are you free? And he was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, so we can bang. And he's like, sure. And like, I'm sure that's how the first hookup started. Like,
there's a lot of shit with that.
I haven't been able to read and really ascertain any facts because it's been behind the paywall, which just brings me back to that sketchiness of these journalists who they were trying to get, you know, like the dude that wrote the article, he, you know, they were trying to get him on any show, anything, interviews, something, and everything was declined. They wanted no part of it. They wanted you to buy the paywalled article. So like, I don't understand enough. I don't know enough to really be able to comment, but like, I don't think because he has money that he's it's not the fact that he has money. I mean, a lot of people have money, and yeah, people with money do end up doing some wild ass shit, but not all of them, you know. Why not?
I was just speaking on the fact that I could believe that this dude gets into some wild ass shit.
I mean, these days I could believe anything.
I could believe anything.
Like, yo, if you look like a dick and you look like a gangster, you probably are.
Yeah.
Now, I have no fucking clue. I've never met this guy, so I don't know if it's real or not. I'm just saying that was my piece, but
the shit there's a lot of suspicious shit about it. I mean, I again, paywalled article.
They sat on it for like 8 months,
I've only ever
right?
seen other people's conversations about it. Yeah, it's been a long time. Well, apparently they were researching during the whole time or whatever. But yeah, I really don't know what to make of it. Does he look like somebody that could have done it? Sure.
Absolutely.
But so do a lot of people.
We all do. We had some money. We could get wild out here. You don't know.
Some people surprise
you don't know Blazer Ramon.
Some people when they get
wait till somebody accuses you of some shit and they start pulling the receipts of all of our reels and shit.
No, I'm just saying, like, I have no idea, but some people surprise you. Sure. Some people don't. Some people are like, oh
for real, I feel you. No doubt.
like Marilyn Manson, when that shit came out, you're like, oh,
yeah, it's like,
right.
oh yeah,
sure.
okay,
for sure, no surprise.
Yeah, there's no surprise. That's all I was really trying to say is like, doesn't surprise me that he has a fucking some shit going towards, but he seems like a smart ass dude too, to be like, yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't know what you're trying to do here. I'm not gonna fuck with you. Because that shit is very real too.
'Tis the season.
Yep.
'Tis the season to go after people.
That's true. So, and then a lot of people were talking mega shit about the fact that she was 20 and he was 43. But come on,
that part, I'm like, get the fuck
that part
out
is
of here.
stupid
Whatever,
as fuck.
man.
Yeah,
that's
legal's legal, right? Like, there's no.
I mean, it's not even like legal's legal. Like, well, yeah, legal. Like, she's obviously over 18. So, but she's a fucking adult. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. If you're an adult, you're an adult.
Yeah, and
like
people were pretty much
to
saying
say legal's legal. That's all right. It just sounds bad.
Legal's legal. No, but that's
true though. I mean,
man.
That's not. It's not even
in 1 hour, man.
I mean, it's not wrong. That's an accurate statement.
Yeah, that is legal. And if
episode title legal's legal.
Well, in his case, he's
just trying to picture that as the episode title and what the cover adjoining.
We should have saved the picture of Johnny as the Joker for the legal's legal cover. It's like legal's legal.
Oh man. No, but you as if you were a millionaire, a single millionaire, you're 43, and you come across a hot ass fucking 20-year-old, get the fuck out of here. You will,
single dude, of course. Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it is like whatever.
Like the when wifey was chilling with the billionaire bangers crowd, I'll call them, they were like all at least 21, I'm assuming. Matter of fact, I'm sure they were just definitely sneaking into the bar type activities. So probably 19, 20, dating these 60-year-old dudes. Like,
yeah, that's the joke. That's
sugar daddies.
That's the joke, at least definitely here in Rochester, but I'm sure everywhere else is like those girls on IG that post themselves on a boat every year during the summertime, but they don't own a boat. but they never post up the guy that owns the boat.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that own the boat.
Word.
So yeah, people much older are doing that shit.
You got to pay the tab.
Right. And we all know what that tab is.
That part alone of it, that's like y'all just mad to be mad. But the other shit, if true, yeah, he's a dick for that. But
it's
doesn't
legit.
seem, I mean,
it's legit allegations
it's
that he's
straight. He said, she said. There's no way to get around it. And
right.
I think that's unfortunate, just for where we're gonna all be in the future as far as public figures.
Right. And that could happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It could happen to anyone. And we don't know. We don't know what the hell went on.
Never put yourself in any situation you could possibly ever get accused of some bullshit.
I mean, in this situation, it was literally hooking up with a girl.
No, but the thing is that he's, yes, hooking up with a girl, but apparently he's a rough sex kink guy,
lover.
Which, I'm not kink shaming, that's his thing. But when that's your thing, you gotta know, especially when you rich,
you gotta know the people in your circle.
Somebody is gonna try to claim that you was extra abusive.
Yeah.
And if that's your kink, that's a unfortunate kink to have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not rich.
Shit like that. It's crazy.
Yeah. Where does that come from?
More so.
Yeah, it's worse when you are rich, because now they're gonna try to whether they were for it or not, they can easily say, no, we were not, I was not with this. And then you have no way of proving it unless you record the entire thing.
Could be a whole different kink.
Yeah, and then that turns into, so you were unlawfully recording.
Oh, word. Now you got to do 6 months.
Oh man, it's such bullshit. But all right, so let's just move on to the next one. So the biggest news right now, I think that I'm seeing every fucking where is the Travis Scott Astroworld situation, where 8 people ended up dead, and there were many more that were injured. Due to this, I believe it was a lot due to the fact that people were like rushing into the place, and I believe the fact that
stage.
Well, they were rushing the stage. Not only that, but it came to light that the fencing that was around the festival was like a chain link fence, and at one point they pushed that shit down, and like more people came in. So there was a lot more people than they were even allowed to let in. And I believe they've even come out and said that that they confirmed that at least one security guard was injected with something, and
he was like pricked with a needle or some shit.
Yeah, pricked with a needle. He was passed out unconscious. And I'm seeing, I'm not sure. However, a lot of, but the internet obviously is going wild with accusations saying, how dare fucking Travis Scott, like he should have stopped the show, which to me, that is bullshit. If there was one video, which you don't really see that often. I probably seen it like once in comparison to all the other ones that are just constantly reshared of people that are, screaming, saying, hey, stop the show, chanting, saying there are people, there's all types of footage like that. And then there's the one where he actually did point somebody out, and he was like, yo, somebody's passed out over here. Didn't stop the show, but in those type of situations, when you're in a festival, like, how on it can you really be, especially with like lighting and everything like that? There's commotion, there's all kind of shit. And I can easily see him not knowing and not doing anything about, you know what I mean? Like he just didn't know. There's just commotion every fucking where. But now they're turning it into, the fact that this was satanic, and it was I'm seeing this shit a lot. that it was satanic. Look at this video. Look here where this is happening. Look, the flames are in a specific circumference, and this is a sacrifice to the people higher above in the Illuminati to, you know, for his own personal gain, and all wild.
Of this.
Oh my God, bro. This shit is everywhere. You got to look it up. All the conspiracy theory shit. So, and then it looked really fucking stupid that he put out a video statement, and he looked like he didn't really give a shit.
I saw a video of people rushing security guards and cameramen, telling them that people were
That's
down.
what I saw.
So, like, I can't say
Cameramen
that
and
this
shit.
is all on Travis Scott, but, like, the venue, the security,
Yep.
like,
Yep.
anybody around the stage, like, these people, like, I've never seen people panicking and so scared. Like, this was legit fear of people rushing up and saying, hey, like, there's a dude or somebody's down there, like, pleading for
There
help.
was-
And there was, like, they're just, like, the guy's just got his camera and he's fucking recording. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever, sure. Like, somebody do something. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that's all on Travis, but
No, yeah, I can't say that it's all on Travis Scott, and I'm not gonna.
but there were so many videos I saw of
There's a lot
of bands and artists and stuff saying, hey, like, in like mosh pits, like Slipknot, like these aren't like fucking Michael Bolton concerts where it's low key and you can see what, like, these are fucking crazy ass mosh pits where Slipknot's like, hey, they stop their shit. No one's going to hear shit until we fucking pick this dude up and we know everyone's good. Like,
yeah.
you got to know what the fuck's going on when you're up there, unless you're just
I don't know.
so
I've never
fucked up or out of it that
fucking.
you're just like, I've never been on stage. I'm not a performer. I don't know how that goes, but like the fact that all these people can be like, hey, help this dude. Let's stop. Let's be cool. And he's doing nothing. Security guards,
Definitely
nothing.
someone should have stopped that show. Is it all on Travis Scott?
No,
I can't say that
I
it's
can't say
not,
that it is.
because he didn't more often go, hey, stop everything right now. It looks like something is going on over there.
Sure.
Oh, wait, stop something right now. There looks like
He'd probably have to stop his show every 20 minutes or something like that if
Right.
that were the case. Like, I get that, but
Right.
for nobody to do anything until it's too late is unacceptable to me.
So you know I'm gonna have a large ass opinion on this shit. Right?
Oh yeah, that's why we're talking about it. That's why we're talking about it.
You know, I was exactly where y'all are at when as I heard about this shit and I started, you know, kind of just looking into it. Cause I literally seen his show not just a couple weeks ago. He was the headliner at Rolling Loud the day I was there. I've seen what, you know, that vibe is like in his crowd and how wild it can definitely be. But I also seen, just like from the backstage experience and seeing like how visible shit can also be, you know, and how much,
and that's the input that we need.
you know, the view that you can see, like, do you really know what's going on type of shit. And for the most part, while you up there, you're definitely in a zone, you're doing your thing, you're running through a show, right? You're performing. You're not just up there like willy-nilly like you and I at fucking karaoke and shit, right? Like you fucking really going through a real set and treatment for
something
for
that's
what
been
you're doing.
practiced and
Yeah. But at the same time, he always takes pauses between songs as well and talks to the audience and kind of shouts out and, you know, points to different things that are going on. It's his vibe at his shows are just fucking wild, right? So there's a part of this that I'm like, is he 100% responsible? Absolutely fucking not. He can't be 100% responsible. There's responsibility shared all the way around. Just like you said, Dave, security and the planning was definitely a bad thing on the fact that, so a lot of this fault is going to go on Live Nation as the producer of the show, right? They're going to bear the brunt of it. I was really at first like, you can't really sue him directly because how can you put responsibility on him, like knowing that people died, right? So no, he you can't put that type of responsibility. But what you can put is, goddamn, bro, have you seen his shows in the past and the shit that he be saying? Like, he's been cited multiple times for inviting people to jump over the barricades, push their way through,
I did hear
and
that
jump
too.
on stage, like multiple times. He's gotten twice like served for doing the shit and actually like charged, pled guilty.
Yeah, he promotes the raging and all that shit.
He like, it's a straight, you know, it's that, like you said, like that Slipknot kind of vibe that he promotes at his shows. And I was watching that was one of the things, I think I might have said this shit on the show when we talked about Rolling Loud or whatever, but that was one of the things I didn't really like, and we kind of left early, is because I was just like, yo, I fuck with Travis Scott and his vibe, but yeah, and the whole, like, you know, the movement that he's created, I fuck with that, but I can't fuck with his music. I can't fuck with this show. Like, it just felt too like a rock show to me, right? And I was just like, all right, this is cool, but this is just not my vibe.
That's what he emulates to me.
And he does, you know, I mean, that's the main,
shows.
I was telling somebody else, like, that's the reason his name is fucking Travis Scott, right? That's obviously not his name. He says some shit like that's the whitest two names he could think of, and that's his stage name is Travis Scott, right? So like, he fucks with that vibe, and that's cool. Again, I much with the movement, much respect, keep grinding and doing you, but I can't fuck with how like he has incited this wild ass crazy rock vibe where people are just, you know, going bananas. I like, one of the first times I really started looking into him was when I found out about when he did the Goosebumps record breaking show, and he, you know, performed Goosebumps, I don't know, 25 times in a row or some shit like that at a show.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that concert was in a small ass hall, but I swear to God, like the video, the promo video for the YouTube from his YouTube channel, the promo video was talking about people getting, you know, suffocating and getting exhausted and all the ambulances outside. So I'm saying, like, this is the vibe he encourages. So you can be up there saying, oh, you know, like pointing out one or two people, but there was literally a fucking ambulance in the middle of the goddamn show, and my man didn't like stop the shit. And matter of fact, he's pointing out some dude that's hanging in a tree and encouraging people to cheer that guy on because the dude is sitting in a motherfucking tree watching the show. Like, just little shit like that just is like, there's a huge disrespect for what's going on. You throw fucking 300 shows a year, and out of those 200 shows people get injured, you should probably rethink of what the fuck you trying to do in your shows and what kind of vibe you running. That's just my long ass rant.
No, I feel you. I mean, it makes sense, and he does have that rager vibe to him. Right now, they are like, I just don't feel like he is 100%. Obviously,
I don't think Drake deserves to get sued.
He should have. Right, Drake is also getting sued because he came out and performed the one song.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he came out and performed
motherfucking song. Like, that ain't.
Yeah.
So wait, was Drake out there while the ambulance was out there? Drake didn't say
there was
nothing?
like he was earlier in the set from what I understand, but I didn't watch this shit on Apple Music.
Because Drake's the type of dude to call out that ambulance for sure. There's no way he would see him and not say anything.
You would think, but again, you know, the lights is on you. They're only, you know, you can only see so much from the crowd, but
right.
Yeah, I saw
what the vibe was like when he was out there.
The only one that made me really think about it was a video that I saw of an EMT worker who was describing what he went through. And he was saying that he was called in there. They were headed in one direction because someone said that there was someone down in the middle of the crowd. So they were headed in that direction. While they were headed to that direction, he witnessed someone else that was down. So he said, he like went to the first person. He told his partner, like, yo, I'm gonna come check on you, because I guess in EMT you're not supposed to deviate. You two get to your destination, the thing you were called for. but he said
people were down.
Yeah, he said they went to the first person that was down. And everyone was just like, he was asking people like, how long has she been unconscious? Like, how long has she been on the floor? 10 minutes. And that when he went to check her, no pulse, no breathing, no nothing. So for 10 minutes, this girl is there. So that's when his partner, he had to go back to grab something for this specific situation. And he left his partner there. He said, I'll be right back. On his way out there again, because he said it was like 5 minutes, like walking through the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He had to, like, when he was on his way back, he encountered someone else that was down. And one of the EMT people were helping that person. He's like, yo, where's your partner? I left him somewhere else, also at somebody that was down. And then he had to deviate from his plan because there was just like a total of like 5, 6, 7 people who were all just down, and it was just total chaos. And listening to him describe this shit, I was just like, fuck, like that is like some, like for sure, like the show should have been stopped. He has some fault. He has some fault for sure.
On what you're saying, like I'm putting fault on the production company, right? Like, there's no way. Like, if they're saying that they declared it a mass casualty event at 9:30 something, 9:38 or some shit like that, and they didn't stop the show till like 10:20. Like, there's somebody that's running the fucking show that is hearing all of this shit going on and is continuing to decide that from a production standpoint, they're not going to stop the show. Am I still going to give Travis Scott some blame for all of the shit he encouraged? Absolutely.
He gets some blame.
You know what I mean? He gets some blame.
Sure.
I forgot to mention, the fact that he encouraged people you was talking about how like people broke down the barricades, the fences together.
Yep.
He encouraged that shit earlier because apparently he tweeted some shit when they said that the show was sold out. He tweeted some shit in response and was like, and we still gonna sneak in the apes or some shit like that, or the goons or some shit, whatever he calls his crew, whatever. And, you know what I mean? So like, he encourages people to, like, I don't know if you've seen the camera footage and shit where like when the gates open, like people just bum rushed in from the beginning of the show. Like the show started, like early in the day. There was mad acts before fucking his headlining shit. So people bum rush into the fucking area, and then on top of that, extra people sneak in, and then when he gets finally on stage, people all bum rush the motherfucking stage. So he got some problems on that. But at the same time, like the production company, there's absolutely no reason for an extra 35, 45 minutes. They should have been letting him continue with the show, thinking that they can, contain this and get this under wrap. Like I think they should have put an ill ass like pause and been like letting him know, like someone should have been there, like, you need to tell everybody to chill the fuck out and move back or the show is over. Like someone should have been screaming that in his monitor in his ear. Why the fuck that wasn't happening? I don't know.
I mean, for all we know, it could have been
the person
happening.
that it's on. Yeah, no, that's true too.
And if it
for all we know, it
then
could have been.
They should have some type of record about that, and they're gonna come out and then that'll put the blame on him.
I was gonna say, then he's more at fault than I thought, bro. If he's like he's listening to them,
but at the same time, they could have cut his mic. They could have cut the audio. Unless there's some
they definitely it would have been. It could have been
that
stopped.
they can't do that, but they could have also taken it under their control and just kill shit. If he's ignoring them, telling him to pause, they ultimately run the audio.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know, man. Rest in peace to the families affected, the people who lost their lives. Even one of them was a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah, a young kid, probably so stoked to go to Astroworld, dude.
That's a young ass age to be going to.
Yeah, to be going to a Travis
show.
Scott. Yeah,
I seen some other shit too. There's like an 8-year-old kid in a coma. He was like on his dad's shoulders watching the show and then fell off and then trampled, etc. He's in a coma, and I'm just like, yo, an 8-year-old? You brought your 8-year-old kid to Astroworld? I mean, I know you're trying to be father of the year and all, but I don't know. That seems a little young to be going to like really
Like
any,
if it was
almost any concert, but fucking Astroworld of all concerts.
See, if I were, because like we already know how that is, right? I grew up in the hood, and quite honestly, the hood don't give a fuck. They're gonna bring their kids listen to music with full on like curse words, nothing. They don't care. So like even if I was in that situation where I'm taking my kid to a concert that he more than likely shouldn't be at, for many reasons, me thinking the way that I do it, am I going to take him to a festival for like a specific like a big ass giant fucking festival event? No. If this was at an arena, then yeah, I'd probably take them. We'll get some seats higher up. I'm not bringing them onto the floor. That's a whole different vibe. Like, okay, I'll bring my kid to that, but I'm not bringing my kid to
it's like taking your kid to Woodstock. You're like, all right,
let's
go.
Exactly.
It's gonna get wild.
Right?
What? You gave my kid a mushroom? What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, craziness, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation, and
that's fucked
like
up.
I said, he deserves some, he deserves some blame, but everybody's like talking about boycotting him and that he's a fucking devil worshiper and all this craziness that comes. Yeah, all of that shit just gets into some wild ass fucking crazy shit, man, and that's what it's turning into. A lot of, if you really look at it, like the conspiracy theory shit is going nuts right now, and they're accusing him of all kind of Illuminati bullshit, and this was a sacrifice so that he can get to the next level. Because you can't because you can't get to that kind of stardom and that kind of money tax bracket without making a sacrifice to the higher ups who determine when these things go down. Like, don't you think that if they were doing human sacrifices, it wouldn't be like in a public place? They would already.
Right.
No,
anyway,
that's how they hide it, man. That's how they get around it.
That's how they get around it. These people.
That's how they get around it.
Not the many people that just disappear randomly throughout the years that were sacrificed in private. No, they do it man. at a festival. All right, so. Dave, you wanted to fill us in on some GTA remastering, huh?
A little GTA. So a bunch of weeks back, episodes back, we talked about the release of GTA 6 not coming out till like 2024 or whenever the fuck that was, and I swore off Rockstar Games. I said, you know what?
Fuck them.
Fuck you, Rockstar. You're gonna do us like that, pumping out bullshit content for GTA 5 still like they've been doing. But these remasters, bro, like
they look good.
They look good. They look good because they went in, bro, and they like fixed like the lighting, the controls. They're more like a GTA 5 style, but they still stay, I mean, relatively close to when you originally played them on PlayStation 2. I think was GTA 3. For the most part, they all came out like that original trilogy on the PS2. So like a lot of my memories with those games are, PS2 old school, sort of early 2000s memories. And these remasters, bro, like the faces look better, the lighting is better, like they look super crispy. And I'm going to buy the fuck out of this trilogy, bro. I'm going to, because like,
which ones are they?
This Thursday. So it's the first GTA 3 that like literally, and you can read any review of it, it literally changed like the video game world.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because there was nothing like that. And Vice City and San Andreas.
Nice. Okay.
Like the OG.
The OG 3.
Yeah,
and
the
you said
OG
they dropped.
3.
So it'll be dropping
this
today.
Thursday. So
today
when this drops, the digital version.
Gotcha.
Drop.
Okay.
And I think December 7th is when like you can get like the disc version.
Okay.
And though I'm a disc guy. Like I bought some games, digitally, but I like to have the disc because I'm old school like that. But I think I'm gonna buy like the digital trilogy on Thursday just because like
This is the
those
definitive
games
edition one.
Yeah. Those games, like they released like iOS versions of them. Like on my phone, I have GTA 3 and Vice City, literally all of those. You could play them on the iPad. You can get a little controller and pair it with
Yeah, I
them,
remember that.
But it's not like playing it.
It's not the same.
No, it's not. And I even think they released versions. Yes. Yes.
It looks like that updated version that the iOS versions have.
Right. But even the iOS versions don't look as crispy. Because like when they announced this, they pulled any version of those games from... I'm pretty sure like Apple, like any app stores, they pulled versions off of like the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store, because these are going to be fire. So like, I know I swore off Rockstar.
I remember
these got me stoked.
I remember GTA, man. I remember for me it was a big deal because I was a huge Xbox fan, thanks to Johnny. And I remember that was one of the things was Grand Theft Auto was on PlayStation. It was PS2
only exclusive.
Yeah, it was only on that. So when it came over to Xbox, I remember that was a huge deal for me because I was like, oh, I don't need both systems.
Did GTA 3 come out on Xbox or was it San Andreas that got released on Xbox?
I want to say it was San Andreas, but and I'm not even confident with that. I don't think it was until GTA 4.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until GTA
that
4
came
that
out
it came
on,
out on
got
Xbox.
released for Xbox.
Yeah, because I remember I had a PS2 and I would play San Andreas on that.
San Andreas was...
Oh, that was the shit.
There was so much shit. Do you remember when San Andreas came out? Like there was... I had just like 2004 because like I had just graduated high school, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I had pre-ordered it online, but my buddy pre-ordered it at GameStop, and we went to GameStop for a midnight release.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pleading with them, like I showed them my receipt. I was like, just please give me a copy of this game. Like I pre-ordered it. Like I'll cancel this. Just like, and obviously they couldn't do that at all. That wasn't even an option. But he got a copy of it at least, so I got to play with him. But yeah, like those games, like. Because, I mean, that's going to take me back like 15, 20 years.
I even remember playing Vice City, man. When Vice City first came out and seeing those dope-ass...
The lights, the neons
the
and
neon
shit.
lights and playing that shit for the first time. I have vivid memories of that. Jumping on a motorcycle for the first time. Mm-hmm. Like, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yep.
And one of the things that stood out to me... I didn't really watch that whole announcement, the Facebook meta shit. But one of the things that did stand out to me is that Mark Zuckerberg said that he was planning on releasing a full VR version of San Andreas. And I was like, that would be fucking fire.
Would be fire. Jesus, VR, because San Andreas was
Sounds
like
interesting.
Yeah, it sounds dope.
Yeah.
It sounds dope. But if he comes out with that shit, like if he creates that shit,
sign me up for meta.
Yo, for real.
Let's do it.
Anything that has to do with Grand Theft Auto, if you're now placing me in that world, and I could do all the same shit, like with the same thing, because
banging the hookers.
That's one thing about Grand Theft Auto is the open world concept. It really created that whole shit.
Not if it looks like Grand Theft Auto.
So many games copy that shit.
No. I would agree with that. But yeah, I don't want to see the squares and all that shit.
Yeah, I don't want to be in fucking VR and the shit looks just like Grand Theft Auto looks now.
No, it would be. No, I mean, it would.
They would have to re-render. Like they can't just remaster that for VR.
GTA 6.
That would have to be completely remade for an immersive experience.
Yeah.
So
my
like
gut tells me that's not what would happen.
No, but at the same time, I would still play that.
Processing power
It has to be levels.
right now is nowhere near the ability to create GTA life in VR that feels anywhere real.
Right.
I don't think the first versions of that shit is not going to be to that point where it's like it feels extremely real. However, whatever we get is going to be the first of its kind, and it's going to be dope as fuck to play.
I'm betting it fucking is going to look like you're inside the GTA game. And you're gonna see like the trees with like the single plane leaves, and it's just, you
The
look at it
square
one way,
leaves.
and then it's like a skinny ass line. It's just it's gonna look like GTA, but
I'd
that'll
still be
cool.
down for it.
Yeah,
though.
That'll
same.
be cool for people that love GTA and shit for sure.
I mean, for anybody, because I don't know. I don't really play the. I haven't subscribed to the whole VR thing as of right now
same.
either. I haven't purchased anything, so I don't know what the graphics are really. For something like that,
They're not
especially
bad.
like some
They're not
open
bad. I
world
played a
concept
bunch.
shit.
My brother's got 2 Quest things, and they're not bad. I've done the Oculus, or not the Oculus, the HTC Vive 1, 2. I don't know if it was at the mall or like at an expo or some shit. I've done a bunch of the different shits. It's cool. It's interesting. It's definitely your deep dive. You're in an experience. But there's nothing that's anywhere near as crisp right now to give you anything like an Oasis vibe.
Oh no, I'm not assuming. I'm not
Jesus,
assuming that at all. I'm just assuming like it'd be
And
cool
I'm
to
not talking
be
about like the movie, like just Well,
no,
I
yeah, I know what you're saying. To the point where it feels like you left home behind,
Right.
and
Yeah,
like you're
Like you could live there.
This is all real. Like
Yeah.
no, I don't think we're gonna
You
be
get
at
confused. You're like, am I still in the game? I don't know.
that point. We might get that to that point at some point.
I'm assuming that's not a possibility. But there's just like everything is like mad, kind of chintzy on the graphics vibe.
Yeah.
It's just not capably possible yet. That's why I feel like
Not even
AR
close.
is going to be so much bigger than VR, because it's going to be so long before you're able to process the level of graphics that we need on a tiny ass device. Although the way fucking these latest Apple chips are coming out, you never know. They might be able to
That's what I was
crack it.
literally about to say, man. Like I don't know, man. They're coming out with some fast ass fucking processors, and
true.
all they really need to do is, like you said before. I don't know which episode that was, but when we talked about it, and you mentioned how Meta, like they're creating the world, and maybe Apple just wants to create the device.
Yeah.
So you're gonna end up working
right.
with them and creating like these things. So if like Apple, like how they do, they create chips specifically for an outcome, right? If they have a fucking a whole team devoted to not only the processors that can handle some shit like that, but something that we haven't experienced yet and it hasn't been released that could be released in Meta and completely changes the game. And we're like, yo, this is, we thought we knew where VR was fucking headed, but this shit is fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it all gets released at once, but we don't know until some shit like that happens.
It's going to be a bit.
It's going to be a bit, yeah. Smell good? Smell like it? Oh man, I wish I do so wish that I could just get high and function like normal people.
No, normal people can't get high and function. That's not a normal thing.
It seems like normal people can't. Like it is a normal thing. With how many people claim that they could function?
It's more common. But it's not normal.
It
took years
you think
of training.
These people are normal, but they've been potheads this whole time.
Yeah, so you just know the level that they are currently while they're constantly on pot.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
What was the meme that you sent earlier? That's exactly what it was. The Hulk.
Oh yeah, that's my secret power. I'm always high.
Yeah.
I don't know how you function when you're high. That's the secret power, man.
I'm always high.
Yeah.
And I have to learn how to function anyway. So I have to do what I got to do.
Yep.
All right. I was gonna bring this one up, but I guess we can cover a little bit of it. Somebody's coming out now saying that she was the daughter of a doctor, and back in the day, I guess when her doctor used to go to, or her father, who was a doctor for Hugh Hefner, used to go over to the Playboy Mansion. First of all, why would you let a little girl venture off? But I guess she was 6 years old, and she said that she would venture off into the mansion. And for some reason, her father allowed that, but she would walk into these random ass rooms, and there would just be orgies and shit going on randomly at the Playboy Mansion. And she's now coming out saying all this shit, so it's been making news. But it's like, first of all, why would you bring your 6-year-old to the Playboy Mansion? You pretty much know what's going on there, and if you've been there, you kind of know you don't want her to venture off. So, but she confirmed.
Is she trying to cancel the Playboy Mansion? I don't understand. Like, are we surprised by this? That there were orgies happening
personally, I'm not surprised by it, and it doesn't even fucking matter because Hugh Hefner is dead.
Right.
Like, what harm could that really bring? To me, it's just confirming that it was just wild ass fucking stories, shit's going on in the mansion. Cause we assume that there's gonna be orgies and shit.
It's glory here.
It's a confirmation.
Or people were fucking at the Playboy Mansion. No. This pod is disgusting.
I just always assumed it was eyes wide shut there since they opened the doors.
100%.
I was just saying, like, why would you let your daughter venture off into the Playboy Mansion by herself?
Bad parenting.
Yeah, like, that's bad parenting on his end.
Who is this lady again?
She's the daughter of a doctor.
Yeah, she was the daughter of Hugh Hefner's
random doctor.
Of Hugh Hefner's doctor, I guess. She said,
Who
I would
is
see
taking
people.
up this interview and making this into a fucking story.
Who the fuck knows? It says, I would see people doing cocaine, Quaaludes, shots of heroin, Dermal. By 11, I was very addicted to these prescription medications. So what the fuck does that have to, like, just because you've seen it?
Why did she take them?
That's my, yeah.
Did they keep going back? Did he keep bringing her back to the Playboy Mansion?
I think so. I think this was a doctor that
by 11 she was addicted because she was doing them there.
It just said that she would do it when she was 6. It doesn't give any dates or anything like that. Just released a tell-all interview that started opening up about what she witnessed while she was at the mansion. Some of the things that she saw as a child were pretty triggering. Blah blah blah. Hey, this is probably. At 8-6, I would walk into these scenarios where people were in the grotto involved in group sex.
Magazine?
Oh, it's of course the only one that I could find. Well, not the only one, but the TMZ? One I found was the Daily Soap or some dumbass shit.
I think I want to go back 50 years.
Right. Go to the Playboy Mansion.
Just hit up some Playboy Mansion parties. Yo, they sound lit as fuck, bro.
You know I'm walking in with you.
Oh, yeah. I'll see Johnny there. I'll be like, Johnny, you went back 50 years too?
She's really, I guess.
Yeah, hot tub time machine, bro.
Hot tub time machine.
Okay, so now it's making sense. Okay, so Jennifer's book, Playground, A Childhood Lost, inside the Playboy Mansion. So she has a book. She's trying to sell that out.
Oh, she's selling a book here.
And it's all about her father and the time with him, and the time she spent with him in the mansion.
Was she a playmate too?
No, I don't think so.
She was in rehab.
Yeah. There was a part of the book where she talks about swimming with John Belushi while she was having sex with a playmate. While he was having sex with a playmate.
Wait, John Belushi?
Yeah. She talks about swimming with John Belushi.
Hollywood,
she got to be old now.
Like a socialite. She's a socialite.
Oh, shit.
So now she got a little book. It's basically, if like...
It's a tell-all book.
Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian were.
And now we know.
Damn, Hugh Hefner was clapping cheeks all this time. Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought? I wouldn't have never thought that.
This is a ridiculous story.
I just thought it was... my whole thought on that was just like, why... First of all, if any of that shit is true, why is a kid there? Why is it like... Not once did I think...
Because it was
what? I'm gonna go work... I'm going to go work at the Playboy Mansion. Sure, I'll bring my daughter. Of all things, 70s. Right? My daughter. I'm going to bring my daughter to the Playboy Mansion.
Of course she's going to be good. Too. They take care of women there.
Very good care.
Oh, man. It's about that time. Hollywood. Let's talk about some things that are associated with more Hollywood topics.
Talk about some Hollywood.
So this was and this one, everyone loves to hate Chris Pratt. Apparently, I see a lot of hate when it comes to him.
Yeah.
Mainly because of his Christian views.
I didn't get this whole story though, so hopefully you can break it down for me.
It and I was just mad at people that were mad.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? If you're not aware of that, people like to hate him because he is a Christian, right? So he donates to ultra Christian, where he speaks out against the LGBTQ and all of that stuff because it goes against his faith, his religion, and all of that stuff. So he always says things, and whenever anything hits the internet, he does what he's supposed to do. He stays quiet. He shuts the fuck up. And then he gets his work done. And then he just, you know what I mean? But whatever. In this instance, I didn't understand why people were coming at him. He literally posted up an Instagram photo of him and his wife. He's married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter. And he literally like thanked her for giving him a healthy child. And all of this stuff had a bunch of beautiful words, how he met her and all of this stuff, how he met her in the church, whatever. So what triggered everyone was the fact that he said that he was thankful that she gave him a healthy child. Why? Because the child that he had with Anna Faris apparently isn't so healthy. Ooh. Grew up with a bunch of
so this is the thing.
Grew up with a bunch of illnesses and things like that. So now everybody's like, oh, so you're happy that she gave you a healthy child? Why? Because your son didn't grow up health.
This is the thing is that I've not found his other son to be unhealthy. He was born premature, right? And so he had a couple of not operations, but like procedures that he had to go through as a premature kid. But other than that, I'm pretty sure right now he's a healthy kid. Like that,
he's a healthy kid,
a long time ago. He's pre-existing conditions type thing, right? But it's not like he's a kid that's like currently undergoing 24-hour medical care and has like some like inherent disabilities or something like that.
Yeah. Because that'd be fucked up if the kid had a disability, bro.
That was like disabled, and then you go off and say, "Oh, this gave me a healthy kid." Then maybe you could read a little bit more into it. But when these bitches was coming at him after him just saying that he gave me, I like they just really, when I looked at the actual post, like the caption was like this long, bro. Like he wrote mad shit, right here, and they zeroed in on the healthy child. Yeah. It's exactly like Wak said. They just hating on him to hate on him because they love to hate on him.
Yeah.
Right. And so obviously, I mean, I didn't really care about this article because it was just like how he was depressed over all that shit. But I'm just like, what is like I understand if you don't like his views and he says things that are hateful to a community, and I understand that kind of stuff. And if he would have came out and said some shit directly hurtful to a community, then I would understand the outrage. But literally just expressing the fact that you are grateful for having a healthy child, now you wanna hate him and send him all kind of fucking fucked up ass comments and crazy shit like that. Why? Because his other child wasn't as healthy when he was born.
And again, like I'm saying, like
it's a reach.
Yeah, it's a reach.
The post wasn't about if it was about having it wasn't about her. It wasn't even about his kid or the fact that it was a healthy child. You know what I mean? Like that's just an adjective he threw in there, which is an adjective you usually, and I believe he had another one before that. He might have said beautiful or something like that, like a beautiful, healthy child or something along those lines.
Yep, he did.
You know what I mean? Like that's just the thing that people call their kids when they're born. Like why you gotta, fuck these people. Like I agree with you. Like sometimes he says some shit or sometimes he abstains from saying shit. because his wild ass, ridiculous church views.
He knows
got
when he
turned
needs to
on
shut up.
and- yeah, but he knows when he needs to shut up because he knows he'll say some stupid shit.
But yeah, in this case,
But in this case, he
it's
didn't
not
do
warranted.
Nothing wrong, man. He jumping over his ass.
yep. And now they're
That's
making
some
fun
real,
of
like,
all of the.
Baby mama drama pull up type shit. You know what I mean? Like where they just
Yeah.
nitpicking everything you do and say. I'm not saying it was, Anna Faris
I know.
pulled on any of this, but that seems like the people that pulled this out were all feeling some kind of way on her behalf.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Because and not only that, but if you did have a child that, in my opinion, I know you said like if he would have said it, you could reach in that way, but in my opinion, if I had a child that when he was born wasn't so healthy, I would still be grateful, and I would express how grateful I am that I have a healthy child, a second healthy child, and so it's such a reach, dude. It's such a fucking reach. I don't know. People are fucking stupid and hateful. Man.
Reach, yeah.
He wasn't shitting on her.
No,
not
he
at
wasn't.
all. Didn't even reference her. Was not about her in any way. Like just doing his thing, gloating about his happy life, being thankful for what he has. Like that's
You're not allowed, bro.
Up.
You're not allowed.
People are so fucking stupid. In some more Hollywood news, I guess an insider. So it's kind of been speculation, but this was posted out there, so it's not a spoiler alert in any way to me, and we don't even know if this shit is real, so it's not going to go in the spoiler segment. But someone, a Hollywood insider, is saying that in Black Panther 2 that Shuri is supposed to be like definitely leading the movie, but we don't know. Movie has been halted. The production has been halted because she got injured a while back.
They don't do that for like,
Yeah, so there's a lot of speculation with all of that, and that was the thought very early on anyway, that she was going to take up the mantle of Black Panther. I'm still super.
It's happened
those
in
two
the
pieces
comics,
of
right?
news.
What's up?
It's happened.
Yeah,
in the comics
she became Black Panther, but a few people became Black Panther, I want to say.
I think those two pieces of news together make me feel like there's something to it. But just one of them couldn't, might not mean shit. Like, oh, she's hurt, they can't film. Okay, I get it. But like when someone says, oh, she's the star, and then they're like, oh, we can't film anymore because she's hurt. Like, can't film anything anymore? Why? She in every fucking scene you're gonna film?
Yep.
Why would she be in every fucking scene you're gonna film?
As of right now,
like it makes sense to me.
As of right now, everything is kind of halted because of her injury. So,
Which they only do for like stars of movies. Like
Oh,
Tom
no, yeah,
Cruise
yeah,
hurts
no,
himself. They're
1000%.
shutting down
Of
production
course.
on Mission Impossible.
Of course. So I think it's safe to say that she's going to be.
She has a prominent role. Let's call it a
prominent role for
in
sure.
Black Panther. Too.
Yep.
I like that
because it could easily be something where she's trying to, she's trying to do it, or she's trying to find the next Black Panther or something. I don't know, but she's heavily involved in this movie. So, and I personally can't wait for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
So
what is it? 2 years? 24?
Something like that.
Something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I still I can't wait. I can't wait for it. I just want to see how they pull it off.
Yeah.
I want to see how they pull it off. That's all I want to see. All right. So we have some Spider-Man news that doesn't have to do with any kind of spoilers, because these are all confirmed already in the real world. So I guess Tom Holland yes, in our world right now. You can't really dissect my words. I just be saying shit. Tom Holland confirmed that Jamie Foxx is making his MCU debut, which is no big shocker to us.
Right.
We knew he was signed on very early on.
Ooh, yep. Pun intended there with the shocker.
Yeah. We knew he was signed on. We knew he was signed on very early on. And he even came out and said that he wasn't going to be like blue-faced or anything like that. But who knows if that's real or not.
Everyone's lying about their bullshit, bro.
They are, yeah.
I don't
Everybody's
believe anything
lying.
anybody fucking says anymore.
I don't trust anyone.
He did say that Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx both modified their portrayals of their characters for the MCU. Somewhat. It says somewhat. So
modified their portrayals.
Yeah. What that means, who the fuck knows? And Tom Holland also came out. Tom Holland's been talking a lot. He also came out and said
he likes to do that.
Does.
Yep.
Yeah, he always does. But he came out and he said that that No Way Home is not going to be fun. That it's going to be brutal. He said Tom Holland states that No Way Home is dark, sad, and the best Spider-Man film that we've ever made. So, and I think that falls in line with what we were talking about. I think it was last week how you were saying, or was it last week or the week before, that we were talking about Ant-Man, and you said you think it's still going to be about the same. There's nothing about the Ant-Man movies that really spoke to how grandiose this Quantumania is going to be. Yeah. I'm thinking all of the main movies that we remember that weren't huge movies in the past now are going to be the huge standalone movies
because they're what we know.
Because they are what we know, and on top of that, we're getting new characters, new stuff sprinkled in. So I'm thinking that Ant-Man is still. I'm still big on thinking that Ant-Man is going to be dope, and that Spider-Man No Way Home, even though we are getting a lot of shit spoiled, it's going to be. I'm hoping, like my anticipation is getting so high up, and I'm trying not to, bro. That's the thing is I'm trying to bring my shit down.
Another couple months.
The end of next month.
Yeah.
So
not even, yeah. It's
not even.
Like 40 days from now.
We're almost there, and we should. And it's rumored that by the time this airs, there should be a trailer that should be dropping tomorrow, right?
We'll see.
Yes, yeah.
That's
right.
that's the rumor. That's
the
rumor for
so
Disney
Plus Day.
Disney Plus Day. Yep,
is on Friday, and so that's the expectation that the 12th there's going to be a bunch of shit that drops, and they have said that they will be releasing things that are Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, and Hulu, in addition to releasing things that are Disney Plus exclusive.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I know that I saw a few things where they said that there were a few MCU movies, including Shang-Chi, that are going to be released in the full IMAX ratio or whatever.
It's like 38 Days of Rain. Oh, yeah, there's a... I forget what it's called now. IMAX Experience format or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Where you can see, you'll basically be able to see most of, if not everything that you would see in an IMAX theater screen. But it would be, you still get pillar bars on the side, right? Because the size of your TV. But you get to see a lot of the top part or whatever. But not. Yeah. I'm guessing it's still not everything. Like there's got to be some things that don't make it because.
Why would you go see IMAX if?
Well, not even that. Just like
they're not even in IMAX theaters anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just IMAX is a very tall format, which would pull a lot of it. It would be, like looking at old, TV shows when you watch them on your, screen.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we saw the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be like that.
Boxed up.
Yeah. So the Snyder Cut was pulled in, and I think that was the IMAX format. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be a little bit wider than that.
Okay.
But it'll still be tall enough that you get like 95%
You get more of the scenery
of what they were intending for IMAX.
Well, cool. I mean, I'm excited to watch Shang-Chi again. Come this weekend.
I'm
so.
super pumped for it. This
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
Like,
I
I've
have
been
to-
waiting all week. Like I thought it was October, like 12th or whatever the date was. So like, I went on Disney Plus on like October 12th, and I'm like flipping through, and like it wasn't at the top, it wasn't featured. I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't they feature Shang-Chi? Like it just
Yeah.
came out on this shit, and they're not gonna show it. Like,
Yeah, I can't
and
wait.
then Johnny's like, yeah, no, it's a month.
I can't wait. And so, yep. So we get that this weekend for sure.
That'll be dope.
And then the very last thing, Tom Holland wants people to believe that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are not coming back. And he was quoted to say,
I believe him.
I know. I honestly, I'm
trusting guy.
He just said that people don't believe me when I say that Maguire and Garfield are not coming back, but people are going to have to believe me at some point. That's all he literally said. But I think for me, everything that I have seen that was quote unquote spoiled or something that had to do with them, it kind of could be brushed off as fake. So in my opinion, I'm thinking that I think that's where I am trying to get myself wrapped around the thought that I don't think that they are going to be in this movie. If they are, I'd be super fucking happy about it. But me putting all of my bets, putting all my chips onto Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire showing up in this movie would almost guarantee a disappointment if they are not, no matter how good the movie is. So
yeah,
he's just trying to tell people like, no, this ain't happening. And nobody believes me because nobody believes Tom Holland.
Nobody believes poor little Tom Holland.
All right. So the last piece of information here is that it's been confirmed. It's not a surprise, but it's been confirmed that Squid Game season 2 will be coming to Netflix. It's been confirmed by the creator. So it was cool to see that confirmation, even though we knew
it had to
how much money that shit made.
Netflix, there's no way. Like,
inevitable.
oh, this is the best show of all time. We're never making it again. Hello, HBO Max and Watchmen.
yeah, exactly.
That's what that reminds me of. Fuck them.
Exactly, and it did happen there. So
it sure did. So it's not ever out of the realm of possibility.
Right. So it was nice to hear.
It was very nice.
He was like, you know what? Yeah, we're getting a new one.
Did you watch that, Johnny? Did you watch Squid Game?
I think I only saw the first episode and haven't gone back.
Was it just whack or no time or what?
It was it was just a little cheesy to me at the first, and Joyce wasn't into it, and so I knew it had to be something for me to watch by myself, and I don't know, maybe I just seen too much about it already. That like the things that I did see so far weren't exciting enough or intriguing enough for me to continue. So I just kind of, it's there. I'll probably try to watch some of it at some point.
Sounds so unenthused.
It's like a chore. It's like a chore. He's like, fuck, I gotta watch this bullshit now.
It's there.
I've actually watched more of The Lost Symbol on Peacock than I've seen of Squid Game.
Oh man. That's why I didn't recommend that you guys watch the fucking Kanye West interview. I thought it was actually pretty good, but I was like, yo, these motherfuckers are not gonna want to watch that shit anyway.
Because because it was boring, or because it was like Squid Game?
No, because the second that I say Kanye West, I was saying because like you're already like. So if I mention anything with Kanye West, you're gonna be like, that guy's a fucking lunatic. I already know how you guys feel about him. That guy's a fucking lunatic. I'm not watching it.
I want to watch
it. Was good. It was actually good.
I heard it was a coherent interview.
It wasn't necessarily that it was a coherent interview. You can tell he was very comfortable. He knows everyone involved. He was very comfortable. They had him actually drinking, because if you watch Drink Champs, that's what they do. You drink, you smoke. He actually smoked weed. He was drinking, but he was saying a lot of shit that a couple times in the interview, he's like, they're probably gonna kill me, but I'm like, the interview's already done. Like, I already said it, and it's gonna air. So fuck it. So he said he definitely did say a lot of coherent things, but that's why I sent it to you. I was like, yo, like, this was actually a pretty good fucking interview, but I didn't really push it, because same thing with like Squid Game. I'm like, yo, this Squid Game is fucking amazing, but even Johnny's gonna be like, I just kind of know Johnny too,
and I know how busy Johnny is too.
with certain things.
So like, I never write him about anything.
No, I'm usually the one that's just like, yo, y'all have to come on. We got to do this. We're going to talk about it.
If anybody bullies me into something, it's you. 100%.
We didn't bully you into Eternals. You did.
It was unsaid. It was unspoken, but I was being bullied 100%. There was yes. They both bought tickets. It's gonna be in the spoilers segment of the podcast on Tuesday.
Did we say that, though?
Watch it if you want.
I don't think we said that we were gonna.
Yeah, it was implied. It's implied.
It's implied.
It's implied in his head.
You felt some pressure.
it's
that was unspoken.
Right. This is the Shang-Chi pressure. The same pressure. Where you're like, yo, if you don't watch this shit, it's getting spoiled.
No,
dog.
but
So
we actually told you that for Shang-Chi.
I just assumed it carried over. It's any Marvel movie from here on out. Like, if I don't go see it, bro, it's done. It's done. You didn't pressure me.
But we didn't pressure you, though.
The Venom is DCEU. None of us saw that.
We are watching The Matrix at IMAX together.
100%.
Word. I have to watch that for sure. Fuck that. We're doing it.
Yep.
But no, that was no, I thought it was funny because I didn't say anything about us talking about it. We could talk about it.
It was unspoken. I knew I had to see it, bro. I knew it. I bought tickets. I went on Fandango. I was like, all right, Ash, we got to see this. They're making me.
I knew the second that you were like,
that's a good excuse that you could use.
It is a good excuse, though.
It worked.
For your benefit.
Oh, man. I was the first one to set it off.
There you go. See? Joyce knows.
I set that off, and the second that Johnny was like, yep, I got my ticket, I already knew Dave was like,
that's basically what I said. I was like,
yeah.
So what are your plans? Because I kind of have to watch this for the show.
Yep.
And
I knew.
Yep.
I knew.
No, but the pressure.
But I didn't say nothing to you, Dave.
Yeah, nobody said anything.
So if I didn't see it, it wouldn't be in the spoiler segment today.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Probably.
That's what I thought. Exactly.
Probably.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have spoiled it for you, though.
It was either watch it or have it spoiled for you, and we'll explain it to you.
You always have the opportunity to walk off before we do the spoiler segment.
And you know I'm hungry, too, so I'll do
yeah, you'll clear the fuck out.
I'll be like, all right, Doc. It's
He's
good
like,
to
I'm
see
not
y'all.
watching
Have fun
shit.
talking about that shit. I'll catch y'all later. About to go eat.
All right. So talking about that, let's get through our spoilers segment.
Didn't
right,
it
guys,
used to go for like 7 spoiler alerts when that first started?
Yeah, something like that. It was ridiculous. We had to bring it down. It was one more spoiler alert.
It was like,
and it was just too
alert.
much.
They're like, whoa.
But guys, that sound means that we are going to talk about the Eternals. And if you are not up to date with that and you haven't seen Eternals and you don't want it to be spoiled, then please feel free to turn it off and come back at a later date when you have seen it. We will also be discussing that Spider-Man.
Yeah, you better mention that.
Yeah, we'll also be discussing the Spider-Man leak that we all agreed that we all saw together. So we will discuss that, but we will wait until after we discuss Eternals, so that if you don't want the Spider-Man spoiler, you
it's a deep spoiler.
We are not going to ruin that for you either. So, but as of right now, the Eternals, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, rate, review, subscribe, and check us out on insensitivemerch.com and grab some gear. Yeah. All right, so Eternals. I personally enjoyed it, man. I said it very early on that regardless of the bad reviews that it was getting from the critics,
RT score.
that I wanted to watch it. Yeah, because by the time we actually got to see it, it was like at 50. Like 51, 50. I think it even possibly went below 50. And I saw it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really. He just took a shot of Henny, so
it was crisp. It was crisp and spicy.
You have to make sure to really zoom in on the little shake he did there.
I'm gonna get a fucking screenshot of that tomorrow and be livid.
Oh man, so no, but I personally I enjoyed it. I thought the movie looked beautiful, like the cinematography. We knew that was gonna happen because the director, like we said, like I saw a little bit of Nomadland, and that's what she's known for.
Yep.
Is having very beautiful cinematography, good stories, and that's just the world that she's an expert at building. So I figured that's the part where I thought it was going to fall off, was going to be juggling so many characters, going back and forth, between timelines and all of that shit, how it was all going to play into the MCU. And quite honestly, I was very surprised because it didn't really deal with any MCU situations per se. Yeah, other than the snap, they mentioned it. They mentioned a couple little things here and there. But mainly, I thought she did a great job going back and forth, giving their stories and juggling all of the different stories, all of the different personalities. To me, she did a great job at that, personally. Do you guys agree with that?
I do. I feel like to introduce that amount of characters, like I don't know that it could have been done in a better way other than to say we're going to cut out these characters to make it more sort of concise.
Yeah.
But like because I mean that's a tall task, dude. Like you have a whole bunch of new people, a new storyline. You're trying to sort of mesh into this MCU ecosystem, and I thought that she did, with what she was given and what she needed to accomplish in that movie, I feel like she did it very well. Like it was, like
also
you said,
introducing like the Celestials, who are
like huge backstory chunks too. Also throwing that in there along with the new characters that you're throwing in there. I thought she did a very, very good job. Like I don't think it deserved the 55 or whatever rotten rating was. It was low, and then the public, vote was in the 80s, if I remember.
Yep.
And I feel like if you sort of average those, that's along the lines of sort of where I think the film sort of fell, which is usually weird because usually people hate on shit and critics are like, no, it was a good movie,
46% it stands right now.
No, that's
46,
not right, dude.
That's so unnecessary.
And the public score is what, 80%?
80%. So the difference is the 46% are 314 reviews from professional reviewers and 80% audience score, which is from 5,000 plus ratings.
Yeah.
Of people who have seen it.
I can't believe 40% of 316 different reviewers are saying that it's a subpar flick.
Do you think they're comparing it to Nomadland, like the Oscar-winning film that she just made? Is that why
of Marvel.
To the rest? I think it's because it is a different type of MCU movie. Like this is nothing that we have seen in the MCU. Which is what you would expect
a fan to say. Not a fucking movie critic.
Exactly my point. Yes,
right.
You would expect
it seems
the critics
that's what they're doing.
And I thought also that it was at no point, to me personally, at no point that I feel like I was bored.
Right.
Where I was expecting, like, there's probably some really slow parts where I'm gonna be very bored. That didn't happen for me.
No, towards the end, there was one time I thought, "Are they gonna wrap this up?"
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't get that.
Towards that because it was a 2.5 hour movie, bro.
Yeah, it was.
It was long.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
was.
anything
It
against
was.
like, I mean, it wasn't anything
That's true.
against the movie
yeah.
or anything. Like it was just me sitting there for a long time in that seat. Like, all right, like I'm getting ready to head on out here.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like checking my watch. I was rocking the theater mode. Thank you, Johnny.
Nice.
So like I wasn't concerned about that. It just at one point like there was just a brief pause in like the action, the dialogue, and I was like, okay, like how long till we wrap this up? Like, what do they need to do? What do we need to accomplish in this movie for me to get into the parking lot and hit this vape?
Oh, okay. So that makes sense.
Because there was some nicotine that was feeding into that.
Some nicotine withdrawal that
sure.
needed.
And if that wasn't there, maybe that wasn't even the case. I wouldn't even have thought twice about the movie itself. But
I don't have a nicotine addiction, and I was definitely at times like we can move through this a little bit faster, especially towards the end, like you were saying. Kind of the not the credit scene, but the wrap up. There's definitely that area, as well as like it was kind of weird to me how I was telling Joyce this because both of us decided to pre-game on the drinking before going, and then also
I can't do that shit.
We snuck in a bottle of booze, like a little a little water bottle filled with a little bit that we mixed with our thing, right? But the problem is at that point
you gotta piss. You gotta piss.
So
that's why I don't drink.
Yeah, we both missed sections of the movie. We had to leave in the middle, which is a terrible idea. I usually smoke. This is the first time I've done this in the theater, but in an effort to encourage her to join me,
you had to take out the smoking and bring in the drinking.
Yeah,
I get you. I feel it.
So, so I was explaining to her how it ended. She kind of left before the ending, and I was explaining to her kind of the fact that there was no real villain. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't an actual villain. There was like a lot of bad
inner turmoil.
Yeah, it was like a morality thing. Like who believed what was I get what you're saying.
There was like no big bad guy, and I guess if there was a big bad guy, it would have been like the dude that was like the leader
Sprite.
of the Deviants.
It would have been fucking Sprite.
Sprite. Well, Sprite was.
But that's all part of the
You're talking about
right?
Yeah, you're talking about Icarus,
like a villain.
Icarus was the villain, the quote unquote villain.
Icarus would be the villain in disguise, and then there's the guy with the 4 eyes, which again, like he only had like 3 fucking scenes in the whole shit, right? So like,
the leader of the
Deviants.
the Deviants. You know that was I didn't know that he was voiced by Bill Skarsgård.
I didn't know that either.
Pennywise.
Definitely didn't know that.
I didn't.
So
know
then,
that.
Joyce was like, "How did he get killed?" And then I explained to how that whole thing happened, which I was like, "Damn, you missed that," because I thought that was like one of the illest killings, but it was also like, damn, they killed him so fast, and he was supposed to be like the leader of the Deviants, and like she literally just busted out with that fucking ill ass move with her weapons and shit. This is my interpretation of her.
Yeah,
we got it.
See,
dance.
for me, that was the thing is, I saw the Deviant. Yeah, obviously that it was a villain, but I didn't think of it as the villain. I just thought like this was an evolving thing that they have to stop. And
but like you're like very simple level. If you're not paying that much attention to the movie, you're really just trying to, no, I
get it.
She's not into the full story, right? So she's just trying to, who's the bad guy here?
Yeah, I get you.
She needs a big bad. She needs a big bad.
Even though I think you're right, Icarus and Sprite are the real bad guys, but to understand that Icarus and Sprite are the real bad guys, you have to be all up in the weave of what's going on in the story.
Right, and that's where I really enjoyed that whole thing. Icarus killing Ajax and all of that. I was like, fuck. Like that was a shock to me. It was. I didn't see it coming. Even though I should have now, and I did see the breakdown from New Rockstars, And very early on, when they would mention certain things, you would see like Icarus, the way that he would respond was just like
I didn't catch those
out of anger and spite. I didn't catch them when I saw the movie, but now the second time around, it's kind of like the Sixth Sense. Once we know that he's dead,
right?
Exactly.
You see everything afterward, you know.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I really enjoyed about this movie is the fact that what's to come from everything that happened here, like us knowing like that the implications that come, and like the Celestials, and how grandiose they are really thinking like of making the MCU now.
Getting comic booky.
It's getting very fucking comic booky, like very huge scenarios. I don't even know all the names of the Celestials, but who was the main one that they kept reporting to? I can't remember. Anyway,
something like that.
Yeah. So they kept like when he came up at the end and his his silhouette came out in the sky, because how fucking huge he is.
In the sky.
His silhouette was just
wild.
came out in the sky and fucking pulled her and was just like, I will leave.
Do we know? And not to cut you off, but do we know the timeline of Eternals, where it places with like Spider-Man? Because I'm wondering if they'll reference, because everybody noticed in the Eternals when that Celestial, whatever the main one, when he popped up in the sky, the people that were there around them, they all saw it and they were like, oh my God, what is that? So I'm wondering if and they also talked about it in the news, you know, the other Celestial that came out of the ground. You know, they mentioned that in the news. I wonder if they'll mention that in the Spider-Man shit, or does the Spider-Man happen, you know, in a different, you know, earlier?
I would have to assume. I would have to assume. Well, all of this takes place after the snap. Well, all of this takes place after the snap, obviously.
Yep. This is all post.
So, post blip. So I would have to assume that yes, the release time, the timing of the release is directly correlated with the story. So, if I would have to assume yes is my answer. I would have to assume that it probably would be referenced. But the one thing that I really did enjoy, because Steve Pilger, he actually reached out to me. He was like, "Yo, I'm about to watch it yesterday," and one of his buddies that was going didn't have a chance to see Shang-Chi just yet. And he was wondering, like, yo, is there any kind of reference to this in this movie? And I said, nope, nothing at all. Like, it literally referenced nothing from any of the other movies. It's like, it's almost like this is its own thing. It is weaved in there, and we will see the characters throughout all the other MCU movies. But I personally think that it should be referenced. Maybe one of them intervenes with something in there. But who knows until we actually see it. I think it's probably going to bypass. It might be referenced, but it might bypass Spider-Man and go into Guardians of the Galaxy or some shit like that. Yeah, one of the bigger space-esque movies.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
and now we know the Eternals aren't even fucking
eternal.
Well, not that they're not eternal, but they're fucking essentially they're androids. They're like space androids.
They're manufactured.
Yeah, they don't have an actual.
Can we talk
life.
about the end credit?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the end credit scenes, because I don't think I understood the Harry Styles mid-credit
So Harry,
scene.
yeah. So in that one, Harry Styles, he plays Eros, and that is Thanos' brother.
Oh, okay.
He's Thanos' brother, and he is the god of love or some shit that they said. Yeah. Because a lot of, if you notice that
sexy time guy in the comic books, apparently both Thanos and Eros are kids of Eternals, and so they are.
Thanos just had the deviant gene.
A deviant gene, yeah. But he's an Eternal also, and so is Eros. Which I believe their parents are the first ones to have ever been able to procreate for some other really long comic book explanation.
Yeah. So his character is another. I guess he's a popular character in the comic books, but obviously
he's supposed to be like one of the strongest
we don't fucking know.
Characters of all time in the comic. You know, compared obviously, I'm guessing less than Celestials and whatever's above Celestials. But he's supposed to be like, he took like I think in that new Rockstar shit, they said that he took a cosmic blast from fucking Thanos directly and survived it. So like, he's basically unbeatable. I don't know if Scarlet Witch is more powerful than him. I don't know if that direct comparison has happened, but his character of Eros, aka Star Fox, is supposed to be super strong. So and he's an Avenger officially in the comic books as well. He's an actual Avenger.
Ego was a Celestial.
Ego was a Celestial, yes.
Didn't he get punked pretty easily in Guardians of the Galaxy? Like,
he kind of did.
He got clapped, right? Like, he's gone. So like,
yeah, and we've already seen that. And they pointed out
powerful, just not like the most brilliant people apparently.
But we've already seen like they're not like undefeatable,
right?
Like Nowhere, the planet where Benicio del Toro's character is like keeping everything. That's the head of a Celestial.
Yeah, you're right.
So like we know, and not only that, but if you look at it, the main one that they kept reporting to, he's like battle scarred. You know, like his armor was like all fucked up and shit on his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
So like there were battles that have taken place where it shows that these people are these beings are not immortal.
Yeah.
But we don't know what like I mean only because they're fucking huge and they've lived for what we call forever.
Dude was a whole planet. Fucking Ego.
Exactly. And
word.
Right. So it's like there's a lot more to it.
It gets confusing to me. Like,
it gets confusing to all of us.
Or can they get punked? Like,
it gets confusing to all of us. Okay. Really
good. As long as it gets confusing to everybody and not just me, then I feel better.
I'm not even gonna pretend to say like I know the ins and outs of all of this shit.
Right, and I'm not trying to put anybody on the spot. I don't understand.
No, I get you. I
want to.
But as far as that character of Eros, he's Thanos' brother. All I really know is he's Thanos' brother, and like Johnny said, he does become an Avenger. He's a prominent member of.
So he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude, and he's going to be an addition to the team. But I can't wait to see what that character, really comes back to how he comes back to the MCU and what he actually brings to the future Avengers. Because we all already know, like, they're already building the new Avengers and the young Avengers, and there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to start moving forward.
Now, what about the end credit? The last
we were going to get to that. So, okay. So now,
was that who I think it was? The voice?
The voice was Mahershala Ali.
Okay.
So definitely that was Blade who whispered in his ear. And that was super fucking exciting to me.
That was,
apparently,
I didn't know who it was. I had to ask. And when Wak told me, I was like, oh shit, that makes much more sense.
And they've been referencing vampires more so in the MCU, especially like when what's his name, when he came out, he was like, he tried to stab me in the heart when he first met me. He thought I was a vampire. I tried to apologize for yeah. He's like, I tried to apologize for that so many times, not enough, but we're almost there. Like, that whole scene was fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah, he was fucking great.
He was really funny in that.
Yeah. He was great. That dude that he had walking with him.
Yes, his cameraman.
So fucking great.
He was really he like stole the show in a lot of those scenes, dude. He was really great.
He kept coming out with a new camera.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, word.
Was his name Khan?
I think so.
Khan Patel.
He was like, how many fucking cameras do you have? Karun.
Karun Patel.
Wait. Yeah, Karun. His name is Harish Patel.
Gotcha.
He was
But
very funny.
that was hilarious. So, but not only that, but Kit Haring, is it Harrington?
Kit
Yeah,
Harington.
Kit Harington.
Kit Harington's character, to me at first, I was like, why the fuck? Like,
Word.
why would you get Kit Harington to do
Yes.
this role?
I was wondering the same
It's so
shit.
minuscule.
I thought the same thing about Angelina Jolie's role, honestly.
Well, with that
Didn't
one, I
seem like an
understand.
Angelina Jolie type of role. Anybody could have Jennifer fucking Lawrence could have played like. Why did it need to be Angelina?
She had a big action
I didn't think
scene,
that.
though.
She did.
She had a big action scene, yeah, but that didn't seem
I like
like
her. I guess I see what you're saying, but if
she
you
didn't
take a look,
die.
Angelina Jolie has not been in like huge movies as of late. Not saying that her star power has died down. I think that's a personal choice
little
on
bit.
her end,
A little
and
bit.
I think a tiny bit, but I think that's her choice. I don't
Sure.
think it's because Hollywood isn't
the
demanding.
Forest
Agreed,
Fire
agreed.
movie. The Forest
But,
Fire
you know,
movie
if
was
you
dope.
don't show
Right.
up, you're, the less people
She's still
talk
fucking
about you.
Angelina Jolie, and her name still rings bells. Obviously,
It
I think
rings bells, but not like they used to because
not like they used
she
to. No.
has chosen to stay back.
Right, and in this case,
And that hurts.
now how we see the MCU, where they say that now there are no long-standing contracts.
Yeah,
so one of the things that probably would have turned her off was to be like, oh, you have to sign on for X amount of movies, or else you
Yeah.
can't be on. You know what I mean? So because of that, now it's a la carte. Maybe she signed on for 1 or 2 movies. She told them 1 or 2 movies, and that's really all she needs. This one movie, maybe to show up. I don't see her having her own movie or anything like that. So I don't find it like crazy out of the realm. And the character, who Thena is the character,
Yeah.
and that's now that we know, we've seen the movie. The Greek mythology was kind of based on these Eternals.
Yeah.
So her character is essentially who they based Athena around. And so she has a certain way of carrying herself, which I think she did that shit amazingly. Like I thought that character is Angelina Jolie.
She was very adequate in that role.
Word.
100%.
Word. So I thought that it was just a very good, very good casting.
Yeah, it's just
choice.
different for her. Usually,
It was
she wants
different,
to
yeah.
be front and center, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
And that's
She
what I'm
wants to
saying.
be
I don't think
Mrs.
she wants
Smith,
that
like-
anymore. I don't think she wants
Yeah.
it anymore.
I mean, she did good. I had no problem with her performance. I just thought, man, like this is what she is doing now. Like,
Yeah. I think it was a nice strong role. She wasn't. It wasn't like she was a weak character by any
No,
means.
no.
She was actually a
she was
strong
a
character.
liability for sure.
She was a strong ass character that ended up having
It was kind of fucked up
fault.
that they chose the oldest person to be the one that had the memory
The
issue.
dementia.
Yeah,
The dementia, yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of great.
She was older than Ajax.
For
some reason, I thought Ajax was
You're
older.
right. Well, you're right. Yeah. No. Well, in real life terms, Salma Hayek is older than.
No, I thought
Yeah.
even in story terms, because they were saying that Ajax, Salma Hayek character, she
You're right,
helped.
yeah.
She helped.
She had been there before.
Yeah. So she wasn't the oldest even in the movie, but
You're right. Yep.
But anyway, to get back to Kit Harington's character,
Yeah.
I was thinking the whole time like it was a small
I-
minuscule role.
word.
Like why would you
100%.
have this?
I was like, why is this motherfucker in this shit?
Yeah.
And
This
then it
was a
turns out
waste.
that his character, when he said that he was doing, like, while all this shit was unraveling, he was doing his own research into his family lineage, and then that's when and now knowing like his character is a big character in the comic series, so he is actually, they're forming him to be to have a bigger role. So this was just like the movie that introduced him.
Yeah.
But he, like, his character, I forgot the name of the fucking character. But it's a guy that dresses up like a knight, and he has that raven that they gave him the family crest on the ring that she gifted him.
Yeah.
That is generally like on his chest, and the sword that he wields is the one that he found towards the end.
Right.
So, all of that is pretty much his whole role in this whole movie was leading up to what he is going to play, the role he's going to play in the MCU down the road.
I figured that, yeah. It only made sense.
Yeah.
Because like you said, he's like, why Jon Snow?
Yeah. Why
it
him?
It just seemed like a Game of Thrones reunion. There was a Cersei, like it was all very, it seemed jumbled to me.
Yeah.
There's
a different Cersei, but yes, I feel you.
Yeah, the name.
It was spelled differently too.
Yeah.
It was with an S, but still, like there was a lot of weird crossovers that I felt. Very odd.
I thought the same thing too, but I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't question it. I just went with it. I was like, all right, let's do this. We're doing it.
But just to kind of wrap it all up, and I was pleasantly surprised, as I kind of assumed I would be. I did go in there with very low expectations, just because I knew. I told my buddies who had extremely low expectations. I'm like, yo, I'm going in there. I'm still watching it. It's an MCU movie. I have to see it, and I don't want it to get spoiled. And I know that it possibly will, so I'm gonna watch it. But I also knew, like, once I watch this, it's probably the thoughts that I had going in were, this is going to be slow paced, very little action, a whole lot of dialogue, a whole lot of backstory. Hopefully that all ties in and makes sense because of all of the characters. Like, I was going in with negative, and I came out thinking like, yo, it was actually very, like, they handled all the characters very well. Everything looked amazing. I personally didn't feel bored with all of that juggling around of all of these characters. And there was more action than I anticipated. Yeah, much more action than I anticipated. So, and then the funny things, the funny scenes, they hit. They were good.
They were.
So
Kumail was
really
funny.
Oh, for sure. And the Asian dude too.
Yes. The dude that looked like Wong.
Yeah.
The dude that reminded me of Wong the whole fucking movie.
Exactly.
Way too much, bro. Way too much. You cannot have another husky Asian man that looks just like Wong, bro. It's going to confuse your audiences 100%.
It did. Yeah.
All I kept thinking was Wong. Like, it took me till an hour to realize that wasn't Wong.
Well, yeah, Gilgamesh. That's right. Well, luckily, this is the only movie that we would ever have that confusion with.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true. Unfortunate, because I like that dude.
Yeah, no,
I enjoyed Gilgamesh.
He was funny, man. He was funny, man.
But he was way too much like Wong.
He did.
That's unfortunate.
I thought the same shit.
It was.
All right.
It was.
All right. So, do you guys have anything else to add to this?
Let's go with that next fucking spoiler.
Let's go with that next. So this is like a double level spoiler.
It's a double. Yeah, should I do this in the first time?
Do it again.
We're rushing it again. All right, guys. So we're gonna talk about
deep.
A spoiler that was released today, which is what's today? Tuesday, the 9th. The 9th.
You're looking right at the.
Well, no, because the percentage comes up first.
That watch straight up tried to act like wasn't a spoiler, like wasn't a thing. You just straight up talked this whole show about how nobody's showing up in this motherfucking movie and you're not feeling it. And then the spoiler drops. And you ignored it as you were talking. I'm like, yo, what is you talking about?
What do you mean? I was talking about more so about Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
like Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
Yeah, you said that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield weren't showing up, and that
Right.
But that
No,
was in
but
the
that whole
spoiler.
shtick, he was
two
really
images.
downplaying
No,
it.
no, no, no.
He was
One
downplaying
had both
it there.
of them in there.
me,
and the
to
other
me-
one was with Charlie Murdoch. They basically all three of
listen,
this shit.
Charlie Murdoch.
Whoever
Charlie
fucking-
Cox,
Charlie
Matt
Cox,
Murdoch.
Matt
So
Murdoch.
listen to me. Listen to me. I said that anything that has been released up to this point can it looks fake or can look like it's fake. To me, the image of Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland standing next to each other, that shit looks like it can easily be photoshopped. Now, the one that I did that I was like, oh shit, was Charlie Cox as Matt Murdoch sitting there at the fucking table.
dinner
That's
table,
the one
yeah.
where I was like, oh fucking shit. Like, yo, we're getting Matt Murdoch back. That's what I was excited for. The other one looks fake as fuck if you really want to look at it.
It looked a little sus,
It looks a little sus.
But you know, a lot of Hollywood graphic shit do be looking like that. So it looked to me like it was an image on a green screen.
It looked to me like it was possibly an image on a green screen. It could have been. However, it looked very photoshopped.
Just like the video of Andrew Garfield that was supposedly on the set of the new.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that one was
that one looked real,
shit, right?
That one
Was
looked
that?
real, but they tried to make it seem like it was a deep fake.
Right.
So, and we don't know because now there are videos where it's like,
I don't know. I mean, this obviously means nothing, and I have zero idea where they're getting this information from. Usually from scraping websites, but when you
could that not be
Google, when you put it on Google
Look a little cheesy.
right now, cast of Spider-Man No Way Home, the first person that shows up is Tobey Maguire.
If you Google it,
Damn.
If you Google cast of Spider-Man No Way Home, the first person is Tobey Maguire, then Tom Holland, then Andrew Garfield, then Zendaya.
Before Tom Holland.
see, if you Google it, but Google, I don't
know Google, you know, it scrapes information from multiple websites and make its own judgment. But
right.
But that's just, I don't know. That's it.
See, I'm looking at IMDb, man.
Does
and
Zendaya have a last name, or she just Zendaya?
that she just
Fuck
goes by
IMDb.
She just
Zendaya.
goes by.
She just goes by Zendaya.
Just
no,
Zendaya.
yeah,
Okay.
she's a
Good for
Cher.
her. She's a Madonna.
She's a Madonna.
That's right. So I don't know. For me though, just to kind of elaborate,
She got
I
long ass
honestly
names. Zendaya Marie
I feel like-
Stormer Coleman.
Oh, that's why she goes by Zendaya.
Yeah, Zendaya is a good name.
Yeah, so either way, like that image looks like it could easily be photoshopped. I don't know. It's kind of blurry. They're all just kind of randomly standing there together, like in that one shot, and that's, I don't know. It could still be fake to me. So the one that I was mainly excited about was Matt Murdoch sitting there at the table, looking like he's consulting his client. And that is why, like, I was super excited about that. The other one looks like every fucking other thing that we've already seen. It did nothing. I'm not overly excited to see them in a shot together because this is not like, this is all just, it's an image, dude. Like, but the Matt Murdoch shit looks legit.
Watch the Murdoch shit be fake, but all
Right?
of those other dudes are in.
So yeah, that's my take on
Yeah,
that.
no, you just showed me the photo. I didn't see the photo. You guys just showed me the article earlier, and that picture was not in there.
Yeah, it was.
that picture looked, or at least I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
notice it in there. That picture looked shady as fuck.
Right.
It,
there's like
it does like it looks like the background is fake, right? But
Right.
you're
And it
gonna
probably
have
is.
to find me, or not you guys, obviously, but people are gonna have to, and I haven't yet seen it. People are gonna have to find, like, for them to be in this specific, like, everyone is sitting there with their mask off, holding it in their hands. I'm looking at the image right now. Everyone is holding their mask in their hands at this exact same moment. So that means you're going to have to find a moment in every movie that they're all in this angle with the exact same lighting coming from the same spot that they're all holding their mask in their hand.
So you want us to go through
I'm not
5
saying
movies. I know. No. I get you. I'm just saying in general.
The general you.
So
somebody's gonna do it.
Frame by frame,
Somebody's
we have to
gonna
look
do
at 5 movies and wait for the exact
Somebody's gonna
position.
do it. Somebody's gonna do
Somebody
it.
will definitely
Somebody will do that. Yeah. It won't be me. It will not be me.
It does not look as sus as you're making it.
To me, it looks very sus.
There's like a hue about it. I don't know if it's the color.
It's a hue.
There's
a hue.
The overall color density of the photo just looks sus.
It looks sus to me. I agree.
The only thing that gets me is Tobey Maguire looks a little too young.
There you go.
I thought that too. They
aged him down. Yep. They pulled up old Toby photo from one of the old Spider. Yep.
Yep. That's exactly it.
You got it.
Oh man, do we have anything else to add to this stellar conversation?
Nothing of substance. No.
Nothing.
All right, so you know what that means.
We'll be watching this picture until next week.
Word, and we're gonna debunk the whole shit.
We are.
But we're not gonna go through every fucking frame for that.
I'll watch it.
Guys, thank you so much for making it all the way to this point. That means you are truly a fan and you don't give a shit about spoilers. But remember to rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts. And if you want some merch, hit up insensitivemerch.com. Shout out to DFAT Network. If you like your geeky shit and you want a little bit more explanation on a bunch of comic book stuff, they are the podcast to listen to. So search DFAT on your favorite podcast app, and you'll get a nice little list of a lot of geeky shit.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. But other than that, we love you. Thank you for tuning in to episode 90. Peace.